easier it is to sell souls.
There is a new price on freedom, so buy into it while supplies last. Changes need to be made. No more curbside baggage. 7 p.m. curfew. Racial profiling will continue with less bitching. We've unified over who to kill, so until I find more relevant scripture to quote, remember, our God is bigger, stronger, smarter, and much wealthier. So wave those flags with pride, especially the white part.
We're selling addictive 24-hour candlelight vigils in TVs. Freedom will be defended at the cost of civil liberties. The viewers are glued to television screens, stuck cause lots of things seem too sick. I use opportunities to pluck heartstrings for theme music. I show you which culture to pump you.
It's been a week. I'm the River now.
I'm Gonzo.
And welcome to the Grift. We skipped last week. You were having things.
I was tired.
You were tired. All right.
I was tired. And
deepest apologies to our audience. And
I did enjoy a weekend of the essentially deflated hope.
Yes.
That it had happened.
It was
beautiful.
It was
watching the entirety of the internet come together and just be like, oh yeah.
Is it happening?
Is it happening? Because it will.
Everybody was like, has it happened?
It will happen.
It
will definitely happen before the end of his term.
Did you see the weird garbage bag thing?
Where they were throwing stuff out of the White House?
Right. And
when they were throwing stuff out of the White House windows that are supposed to be permanently sealed shut.
Right, yeah. And then their response was like, well, it's just contractors while Trump was out of the residence, okay? And then when asked about it, this is my favorite part, though, is Trump was asked about it. When he finally appeared before us, like the great and powerful Oz, right?
Looking way better than he had in months.
Yeah.
Like, that was, he still looks terrible.
He was over an hour late.
He was. I sat there and I was waiting. And I was like, oh, it said 2. I'll watch it. And by the time it finally started, I had given up and moved on to other things. Yeah, it was after 3.
After 3. And he looked better, but also, like, he didn't speak a lot. I noticed that.
He shuffled a lot, too. Like, he just sort of slid in and out of frame.
And Hegseth looked a little surprised when he was called in. Like, as if there was more that Trump was supposed to say, but then...
Well, I mean, he had to put the whiskey bottle down, so... He was at least dismayed.
But, like, Hegseth was prepared to speak, but unprepared to speak at that moment, is what it seemed like. But, yeah, he was looking better than he had in months.
Which, if you keep somebody rested enough and you pump them...
a lot of makeup. His hand did not
looked better than it has in like a decade and a half.
Yeah, there was so much caked on makeup there.
Yeah, it was. But they did the blending really well this time. They didn't just let him slop it on himself. Yeah. I think that's the big difference. I think previously he's just been slopping it on himself because he's got dementia. And when you have dementia, that's actually something that's like known to happen with dementia patients, where they think that they're capable of doing things that they used to be capable of doing, and they're not, and they get real fucking belligerent.
Probably.
If you tell them that they're not doing it properly, because as far as they're concerned, they're experts. And that's doubly a problem when you're starting with someone who's a rampaging narcissist.
Right.
So, that's something.
That is. Yeah. But his response was that it was probably AI. So the White House gave an explanation.
Yeah, that is going to be the thing we hear for anything inconvenient going forward. And
then he straight up says, you could, if something's real bad, you could just say it was AI. And we're like,
yeah, just admit it out loud. Like,
so,
if something's going to make me look bad, I'll just say it's AI.
Right? Like,
just like all those Epstein victims that had a giant press conference and talked to the entirety of the fucking
which he was having
Congress.
Flyovers during.
Yeah,
that was
But his official line after that came out was, "It is a Democrat hoax. Any Republican who votes for this is taking hostile action against the administration."
Yeah. Meanwhile, one of his most vociferous supporters, Nancy Mace, is having an existential crisis.
I've seen panic. I've had panic attacks. I know what they look like.
Yeah.
She was in serious mental health crisis.
Right. And
couldn't hide it. Because you can't when you're in that.
Right.
When you're in that mind space, you're not faking your way out of it.
And it turns out she's an SA survivor herself. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of cognitive dissonance, internal conflict with desiring to maintain power within the cult, right?
Yeah.
And a position within this modern GOP.
Mm-hmm.
and being an SA survivor and knowing that this administration is run by unrepentant douchebags who have
monsters
who have done monstrous things to women, right? Like, when you piece all of those things together, I do not envy the internal conflict going on with her. I don't. She made her bed. She can lie in it. And like, I'm not saying I like this to forgive her or anything.
She's someone that's like the essay that happened to her was like at West Point.
Yeah.
As like the first female.
Yes.
Fucking ever.
Right.
To be allowed to go there.
Yeah.
As she's just like assaulted off the bat. Like,
like she,
and it's been wild to watch her evolution over the last few years because she's always been conservative since the start of her political career.
Right.
She wasn't what she is now 4 years ago.
No, she was a bit of, like a women's rights icon for a minute there.
Yeah.
And
She had open, which is insane to say this now, she was openly pro-LGBT.
Yes. Until...
Like, not even by the standards of her party, like... By just normal standards, she was openly pro-LGBT.
Yeah, up until the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, and it's...
As soon as it became, like, expedient to not be, she just fucking doubled down on, like, being the queen of her tiny chunk of turf island.
Right. So I don't give her a pass because...
God, no.
She's making her bed and she's lying in it. But, man, I don't envy the internal conflicts that have to be going on inside of her brain.
I did hear that she went from that meeting and joined in on signing the discharge.
Yeah. The list of subpoenas that came out of Congress just today are interesting because it does have a bunch of people on Trump's like hit list, right? Like the Clintons, Comey, right? But also, like, I think that was the political fodder that the Democrats gave them to get the 3 Republicans to sign off.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got this situation now where it's like, why are you protecting Bill Clinton, guys?
Yeah.
Why aren't you releasing everything? Why are you protecting Bill Clinton?
Exactly. And
that's weird.
And when it comes down to it, I mean, and I don't say this out of partisan, like, love. I think that if Bill Clinton is guilty, fuck him. But I just, there's... The there is very light, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think anybody who is involved with child sex trafficking should, to the extent they were involved, suffer consequences for that.
Correct.
Like, and
that's easy. That's an easy.
That should be like the easiest. Yes. Like that. Yeah. No one should be able to disagree with that.
Right. That should be the easy one. So, yeah, go ahead and investigate everybody. Go ahead and investigate the Democrats you think are on the list, whatever. I'm just saying that... I'm saying that I know the GOP doesn't want that because when you crack it open, right? Like, obviously... It's like, yeah, okay, Bill Clinton spent some time with Jeffrey Epstein and borrowed his plane twice.
Okay,
right?
Well, what are the contexts? Who was there? Are there any specific accusations? Who was he there with?
When you get there, you don't find like
a whole lot.
From what we know, there's not.
We know, and we don't know everything. We don't know everything.
We don't know everything. But from what we do know, it's real light there. Meanwhile, with Donald Trump, there is nobody more connected to Jeffrey Epstein on planet Earth.
It's
than Donald Trump.
Interesting that the people who have had a vendetta against the Clintons for decades, who have had access to the information, have not accidentally leaked anything that might be damaging. That's interesting.
Yeah, you see, they bring that up about Biden. Like, well, Biden could have, the Biden administration would have given all the information on Trump. And it's like, the thing is, like, we had enough leaks before and during the Biden administration about what was going on with Epstein and Trump to already suspect, right? Like, there was a lawsuit that was dropped, but in 2016, you had like sworn testimony from Katie Johnson, exactly. So
who was death threatened into hiding.
So for whatever reason, the Biden administration didn't have enough to move on Trump for it or whatever, but we all knew, anybody with a brain who was paying attention to it knew there was enough there to sniff around him.
It's It's amazing. I think this is true of both the Biden Justice Department under Merrick Garland and every Republican who isn't really MAGA but is towing the line out of fear.
Okay.
I think they all genuinely believed, well, he's not going to get reelected with just the rumors that are out there. Fucking Mitch McConnell said that in an interview directly. He's like, oh, yeah, no, he's basically at best modern Herbert Hoover, and at worst 2025 Adolf Hitler.
Right.
But why didn't you vote to convict both times? What do you?
Right.
You did this, Mitch.
You
didn't think he would get reelected. And the thing is, that what drives me nuts is him beating both of those impeachments made him look stronger to the people who were going to vote for him. It's like it made it look more like a witch hunt. Well, they couldn't convict him, so it must not be true.
Yes, I was just thinking that as you're saying it. Like, a big part of the problem was that it looked more like a witch hunt because the Senate gave him a pass twice. After he was impeached twice.
Which has never previously happened before.
No. So the Senate gives him a pass twice. He's impeached twice. They failed to convict, which allows him to continue running.
Yeah.
It makes it look like more of a witch hunt. Merrick Garland stalled, right? And until the pressure became too high and they had to do something about his criminality. And finally, they assigned it to a special counsel. And, like, look, I think Jack Smith was the right guy for the job.
I think he should have been put on the job 2 years earlier.
Right. He was the right guy for the job.
He should have been put on the job. He should have been put on the job in February of 2021.
Yeah. Like, hands down.
Like, as soon as it became apparent that Congress wasn't going to deal with the fact that that boy tried to stage an insurrection,
yes,
that's when they should have appointed a special prosecutor. That goddamn day that became apparent.
Right. And that way we would have had this thing sewn up because he was weeks away from trial before the election.
Yeah,
right?
and if they had started in 2021, he would have gone to trial in late 2022, early 2023.
Yeah.
It would have been before the primaries even started.
Yep. And he'd have gotten a 3 to 8 week trial, and
he probably still would have been reelected.
Yeah, maybe, but he would have been in prison. He couldn't have been running.
Yeah.
But, and that's, if they'd have done what they needed to do about
he'd
him.
He'd have LaRooched it and still fucking won.
I fucking hate this place.
I mean, today, I have seen multiple MAGA creators coming out and saying it's like, all of these women are liars. They are paid to lie.
Oh, my God.
Like, it's just, okay. Like, where were they all these years? Like,
and most of these women aren't even bringing up Trump.
No. All but 2 of the victims who came forward and spoke have been doing this for years.
Right.
They've been talking about this for years. They just finally got together in a group where everyone would take the time to listen to them collectively at once.
Yes.
Because it's real easy to ignore one person saying something.
Yeah.
You got 100 people coming at you once with similar stories about the same people.
And this was made for news. This wasn't some this wasn't some fucking behind the scenes like interview with Congress, right?
No.
This wasn't them meeting with prosecutors that doesn't go anywhere because the news isn't there.
Like
right? This
a lot of
some one-off fucking press conference.
A lot of these women came forward originally when they were still children.
Yeah.
And they just were ignored.
And so
because they were accusing rich and powerful people of terrible things, and they were 14, 15, 16 years old. And nobody wanted to take them seriously because nobody wanted the responsibility of having to deal with it.
And most of them did not mention Donald Trump or anything about him. A couple of them did.
Right.
A couple of them. And what they mentioned was that they individually were assaulted by Donald Trump. For that I could tell.
To my knowledge, the only specific person who has accused him personally is Katie Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other specific accusations against him beyond that. That's bad enough. I've read the deposition.
Yeah. We know that there are dozens more women out there that have never come forward.
And why would they?
Right.
I wouldn't be comfortable doing that.
Especially not against the most powerful lunatic and narcissist on the planet.
With an army of like deranged sycophants at his beck and call. Like I know.
if there are other survivors out there who encountered Trump, it's dangerous. And the women who did mention Trump in this just mentioned how Epstein would brag about their relationship, like, and that he used that as like a look. I know this rich, powerful guy. He's my friend.
I'll introduce him.
I'll introduce you. Like, oh, he's on TV. You know, like that's all that was said, which is a good look for him, but it also isn't incriminating, right?
No, but it does raise the question of why would releasing the files be a hostile action against the administration?
Bingo. That is the question.
That is a good guy. Like, if you can't ask yourself that question, even if you like can't come up with a definitive answer, if you can't in good faith ask yourself that question, you're already probably too far gone.
Right.
I've already lost hope for you.
I just saw, as I was on my way in here, a federal court has ruled that in the Newsom's lawsuit against the president, that his sending in the National Guard into Los Angeles to do law enforcement violated the Posse Comitatus Act.
I mean, that is literally why the Posse Comitatus Act was written.
Yes.
To specifically prevent that.
And then I made the mistake of reading the comments.
I don't know if it's better or worse. When I see the comments, I don't know if it's better or worse knowing that, like, 3/4 of them are bots. Like, I don't know how I feel about the fact that I know, like, whether I am seeing dumb right-wing talking points or dumb left-wing talking points or even dumb, like, centrist, please stop fighting mommy and daddy talking points, 75% of the time it's not a real person. It's a fucking server farm in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Right. But I read the comments, and my God, the brain rot of, to the military, he's the commander-in-chief, so they're going to go where he orders, and it doesn't matter what the courts say or what you say. You can whine on the internet and you fucking cry through your butthole all you want. If he wants to send the military to your door, there ain't shit you can do about it. You need to quit crying about it and move to someplace else. You anti-American piece of shit.
All of these motherfuckers understood why this isn't how things work when Obama was president.
No shit. That is why I'm so bothered by it. It's like this.
Like, down to a person, they knew. Well, I mean, that was different.
Like,
he was black.
Like, you ask these motherfuckers, like, and I see it. I see people ask them, like, what's the purpose of the Second Amendment? And they're like, that to protect free speech, but not if you're going to speak like that, you pansy. Like, what?
Yeah,
what is wrong with you people?
I saw a lot of people when he signed his ridiculous flag burning executive order. They're like, no, you see, that's not speech because you're doing an action, and actions aren't speech.
Oh, my fucking God, I hate
you could say
idiots.
You could say I want to burn the flag, but when you actually do it, that's when you cross a line, because that's not speech anymore. That's you committing an act.
You hurt my magic piece of cloth. How dare you? I
would happily see every flag of every kind on the face of the fucking earth burnt to cinders. I don't give a fuck.
Speaking of which, I still have the president told me I couldn't, so I bought 4 American flags. I haven't burnt yet. I plan on.
We used to have one tucked away under the bar that I always just look at. Just be like, I got a lighter in my pocket.
Let's do a flag burning party at the bar. Let's do it. I'm
press is good press.
I'm arranging this. We're putting it on the internet. I don't give a fuck.
Take a fucking street closure form. Fucking do it.
Oh.
Fucking do it.
But yeah, so don't tell me I can't, because I will. It's an action. No, and it's different because it's like disregarding like our sacred blah blah blah. No, it's not. This is not fighting words doctrine, which again, like the exceptions to free speech from the different doctrines have, like, those, you don't understand those rulings to begin with, and they've been chipped away at over the years. Like, the fire in a crowded theater thing, like that was dicta, not even part of the actual ruling, right? It was just the way that the justice was riffing, right? And then it was overturned. That case was actually overturned a few years later. Like that, the exceptions to free speech are few.
Very few.
And,
very few. It's like
I'm usually happy about that, even though I think the internet was a mistake.
The number of things that we've allowed to happen that if we really pushed back would be overturned.
Yeah.
As violations of our free speech are pretty.
It's a lack of, like, will. It is the strength of the courts. It's the fact that it costs fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars to get in front of the Supreme Court.
I mean, it costs tens of thousands of dollars to get in front of any court.
Yeah. You look at your average like video of police abusing people's rights. They do it every single fucking day in every city in America, right? Like almost every traffic stop has some violation of your rights.
Yeah, there's some level of outside legal coercion.
Right.
There's always something.
And most of the time we just acquiesce because it's easier, safer, better. It's what we're trained to do.
Yeah, you just take the fucking ticket and move on.
Yeah, you take the ticket and move on. But, like...
Because they are allowed to escalate it and then make you the bad guy and arrest you.
Exactly. But, like, heck, even the moment that they pull you over, right? Like, a lot of times we have our IDs handy and ready, right? And, you're not legally required to show that until they tell you what the reason for the stop was and if it's a legally permissible reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, now... They'll often just walk up and say, license registration.
Yeah.
Without even telling you why they stopped you. Then they'll tell you why they stopped you once you provide that.
They at least used to ask, like, by default, it's like, do you know why I pulled you over?
Yeah.
The correct answer is always no.
Right. Not sure, officer.
No idea.
I'm sorry.
I can't imagine, actually. I'm very confused.
Right? Correct answer is always no, or, that you're not sure. Because, again, you don't know why they did anything. You know what you did.
Yeah.
You don't have to say what you did.
I don't know what they saw.
I don't know what they saw.
I don't know what anybody saw ever.
Yeah.
Never confess.
But you watch these interactions, they constantly have these little violations of your rights, these things that people aren't required to do, but they coerce you to do, and they escalate all the time. And most people don't fight it.
Yeah.
One, because they're allowed to escalate it to the point where they make you the criminal, the bad guy. And two, because if you were to try to spend the time and money to fight it, there's a lot of losing before you win.
Yeah. And, like, let's be honest, in this country, when it comes to your interactions with the police, the smallest interaction, for the smallest reason, they have some way to escalate it into the point where they're allowed to shoot you.
Yes. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They are allowed to find a way to get away with shooting you no matter what the interaction started out as.
Right. Now, I want to say, actually, I get our piece of good news for Sam right away.
Okay.
This is one I was sleeping on this year. Here in 2025, there was a Supreme Court case that was a unanimous decision involving a police officer's use of force. Deadly force.
Okay.
Now, for decades, it had been the law that the only moment courts were allowed to look at as to whether or not your rights were violated, right, was that moment in time right around the moment of the shooting. Okay? Like, basically, what was the officer's state of mind
in that instant?
Okay? Now, we can all see where the problems in that lie, right? Like, cop has to just claim that they were afraid, and they have to show that there's any reason that they could have
been afraid,
and
even if that reason is just I'm kind of a pussy,
right? But you did furtive movement, and there was a horn blaring by a car that passed, and you put those three together, and then your window was tinted, so they shot you, right? Yeah. Boom, 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 and that's all they needed. But now the law has changed, which I am actually wildly shocked that this Supreme Court did it. I think it was Justice Jackson or Sotomayor, one of the two that wrote the opinion, which is great. But they have to look at the totality of the incident up to that point now.
Which seems fair and reasonable.
Right. So in this case, it was an officer who had pulled somebody over, and during the interaction, now the guy they'd opened the guy's door and he was like there, and somehow during the interaction, the driver of the vehicle decided they wanted to fucking flee, right? So the cop is there, like with the door like partially wide open, right? And it's alongside the barricade and this highway barricade, right? And the guy starts driving, and the cop jumps up onto the guy's hood,
like fucking TJ Hooker,
right, to try to stop him, and then shoots into the guy and kills him.
You know, if I'm on the hood of a car, that's moving.
Yeah.
I don't know if the safest thing for me to do is shoot the driver.
Yeah, well, it had just started moving.
Okay.
But their basic ruling was, well, under the Fourth Amendment, it's illegal to fire upon a fleeing suspect unless you know that they're a danger to others, right? Unless they're going to be dangerous. Like, if other people's lives are at risk, you can. Otherwise, you can't.
Like, if they're fleeing and they've obviously discharged a weapon already that they still have in their possession.
Yeah, or they're driving in a crowd or something. Right, yeah. Go ahead. But if they're just fleeing, you can't shoot them. That's already been law. But because there's the whole, like, well, only that moment in time. So if they're scared, right? But they ruled that jumping up onto the hood of the car is what placed the officer in danger. Yeah. That was his decision.
That was a dumb decision.
It was a dumb decision.
That's really dumb.
He could have just
don't do that.
Moved away from the door and let the car drive off.
Like, I don't care who you are. That doesn't end well.
Right.
Don't do it.
But that has really big impact on
a lot. Yeah.
And so it's good news in a way. Like, it's still, they can also, it can cut both ways. So the things that you do before then that give them reason to say, well, that was scary and that was scary and that was scary, right? Like, that could be used against you. But if you stay calm, it's also really good for, you know, your right to not be shot. Take with that with a grain of salt, because it's still cops and they're probably still going to shoot you.
And yeah, I mean, you can do everything right and they'll still shoot you. Look at Philando Castile.
Yes. Yeah.
Never going to stop bringing up him.
No, I'm never. And I really do not want to hear from the, well, he reached for his wallet people. He was ordered to.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
He was a passenger in the car.
Yeah.
Like, the officer didn't even need to see his identification, but wanted to. And asked him to provide identification after he had been informed the guy was a concealed and carry holder. And he said, it's in my pocket, I have to reach for it. Tells him to do so. And then the moment he reached for it, he had a fucking panic attack and shot him.
And, you know, part of this is that's how we've been training police to react for the last 20, 25 years.
Heaven forbid an acorn fall in a car.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
Fucking officer dumps 2 fucking mags into a car after an acorn fell in a hood.
We had a cop in my town that we called RoboCop because he had previously been a cop in a neighboring town across state lines. And he started firing off rounds at a kid who toilet papered his car on mischief night.
Jesus Christ.
Just firing wild into the night. Like a goddamn lunatic. Although we didn't shoot him in the dick, so I don't know if RoboCop is like the best name.
Speaking of which, that guy in Houston was finally charged. Who killed the kid for playing Ding Dong Ditch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They let him go at first until it became national headlines, and then Houston Police Department was like, "Oh, I guess this is bad press. We can't let the white guy go again." Oop.
That reminds me of the story, and I believe this happened in Florida years ago. This was 20 years ago.
Okay.
I might not have even been living in Florida yet when this happened. But there was this exchange student from Japan who was trying to go to a Halloween party.
Okay.
And he got the numbers for the address transposed.
All right.
So he knocked on the wrong door.
Oh, no.
The 911 call was the wife calling 911. And I will never forget, her exact words were, "Someone's at the door. We're shooting at them now." And her husband was just firing a shotgun through their own front door into this Japanese exchange student who was like 16, 17 years old. He died.
It was Halloween.
It's Halloween. That was an international incident when it happened.
Yeah.
I think Clinton was still president when that happened.
It's insane.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
if your reaction to someone ringing your doorbell is to start firing off rounds through your fucking door, like it's your door. Why are you what?
Yeah, it's
you can just not answer the door.
and the area is called curtilage. Curtilage is that space that from public area to your private area that is an entry and exit or egress to your door, right? Which virtually everyone, from the police to solicitors to your random neighbors, right, has a right to enter and attempt to get your attention by knocking on your door, ringing your doorbell, whatever. Unless you have a gate, right? And a sign that says no trespassing or it's locked and you cannot, right? Unless it is inaccessible. Okay. And even then, it has to be inaccessible. Right?
People have a legal right to walk up to your entrance as long as it's accessible. Whatever accessible entrance you have. Like, they are allowed to walk up to your front gate if your front gate's locked.
Right.
They're allowed to walk up to the front gate and check if it's locked.
Yep.
And if it's locked, they are not allowed to come further.
Yeah.
Or they could face consequences if they come further.
Yep. And if you've got a nice picket fence and, one of those standard gates with a little flip switchy thing, right? They can do that. And if it's not locked, they can go to that. They can go to your door. And they can knock or ring on your doorbell to attempt to engage you with some form of whatever their purpose for being there is.
Yeah.
They have that right. Unless you have like signage that says like, so you've got your
Fuck
gate,
off.
and then it says, no trespassing, keep out, right? No solicitation, bop, bop, bop. You've got those signs and you've got a gate. Cool. But otherwise, they have that right.
Like, what I don't understand is how people who are willing to just start firing off guns through their door would not go to the trouble to have a sign that says, hey, don't fucking come here.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
They're dumb, weird, and paranoid, and it's the kind of people who do not need to own firearms. Like, I'm not saying anything about the legality of the First or Second Amendment here. I am saying that type of person does not need to own firearms.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Whether or not that's a legal thing or not, I'm just saying, hey, maybe if you have a cousin that's like that,
I believe in
shoot them before they shoot anybody else.
I believe in responsible gun ownership, and those people are not responsible.
Right.
We all know who's not responsible. Like, we fucking know.
Yeah.
You all know at least one person where it's like, oh, they should never be allowed to own a gun.
Most of the vociferous, like, impassioned, amosexual, self-proclaimed Second Amendment lunatics that I've encountered are not responsible gun owners.
No,
they're people who know that if there were mental health checks before you bought a firearm, they know they wouldn't pass.
There's a reason why they don't like mental health checks before.
Right.
They're the ones who are always saying, like, this is about mental health. Well, let's do some mental health. Go fuck yourself.
Right. Like, they know that they are the ones who are like a fucking cunt's breath away from a
and they're all like, we need these to protect us from a tyrannical federal government.
Wow, that's a really pregnant pause there. That was, I'm waiting. Like, they are as bad as the left-wing fringe morons who are always waiting for the revolution to be started by somebody other than them.
They are essentially
essentially the same person.
The same people.
Yeah, they are.
Like, it is only within the last 8 months of this dipshit's second term that I have decided that I've come to the belief that, like, maybe horseshoe theory's not wrong.
Here's the thing. I've always had a degree of belief that horseshoe theory had some validity.
Well, the other thing is,
like, because
in the U.S.
Yes, in the U.S.
This is not true outside of the U.S.
Well,
to the same extent.
Yeah, all right. See, the thing about it is,
notwithstanding.
Nazbol's not. Well, that's like some of the research they gave us. Horseshoe theory was all about like the militant movements of the 1920s, right? Because people floated between them a lot, right? Like whatever, like and that's hell. Most of the early Zionist militias were like angry young Jewish men who floated from one militia movement to another. They were communists and fascists and anarchists, and then authoritarians, and then they wound up being not wanted by anybody else, so they went to Israel.
Authoritarianism is bad.
Yes.
A blanket statement. I will not budge on that one thing. Authoritarianism bad.
Right.
If there's one aspect of my politics that will never change, no matter what, it's going to be those two words.
My politics are really hard to nail down, but they lean in this semi-status quo anarcho-liberalism, minarchist. I want a small government that does lots of good things.
Yeah,
right. I don't want a big police state. I don't want a big military. I don't want
regulations.
Lots of laws. I want regulations.
Regulations should be minimally invasive to get the job done.
Yep.
They should have just enough scope to do what they're supposed to be doing and have as few ancillary negative impacts as possible.
Mm-hmm. And I support regulations more than I support law, right?
Yeah.
Which, if you don't understand the distinction, one is, telling different types of commerce that it can or can't do X, Y, or Z that causes externalities. You can't dump into rivers, right?
Right.
That's regulation. Versus you will go to jail as an individual if you do this.
Right.
That's a law.
It's a law.
Right? Not a big fan of most law.
I will say,
there needs to be a minimal amount. Don't kill people. Don't rob people.
I do think that if you are a corporation and you have been found habitually to regulate violations, I think you should have your corporate charter canceled.
We talked about this 2 weeks ago when I was mentioning that the fact that
it's almost like a corporate death penalty. It's no, you're a legal person. These are the legal consequences, person.
Yeah.
You fucked up too many times.
We don't even enforce the consent decrees and non-prosecution agreements that we have with fucking corporations. It's staggeringly bad.
2004, 2005, HCA Columbia commits the largest Medicare fraud in the history of the organization.
They're bigger than they were then.
They should not have been allowed to continue.
No.
They should have been dissolved and their assets should have been sold.
100%, but they have not been.
Instead, we made the CEO governor and now senator from Florida.
Yeah, which is a problem because Rick Scott is a piece of shit. And I was just complaining with my Uber driver and I, who was born and raised here. We were talking.
Alrighty.
And we were just complaining about Rick Scott a bit because the roads around here, right?
They're bad.
And that light rail that could have been. That would have gone from St. Pete to Tampa to Orlando to Daytona.
Yeah. And we could have, and it's one of those things where you can upgrade it to higher speed rail. There's no reason you couldn't have rail running at 160 miles an hour from here to Tampa to Orlando to Miami.
That's, what really, really offends me about.
There's a maglev Japan train in Japan.
I was just about to mention that thing.
300+ miles an hour at its top speed.
It went past these journalists at 310 miles an hour. The look on all these reporters' faces was just joy and shock because you see this train for a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
It just went woof by, and you heard what sounded like quiet thunder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quiet rolling thunder went by. That was amazing. We in this country don't build anything like that at all.
We don't have cool stuff.
We don't have cool stuff. Our infrastructure is half a century of decay, right?
At least. That's the infrastructure we can see above ground is a half a century of decay.
Right. And
don't dig into what your sewers look like or your water system in your city.
And we've got Japan making 310 mile an hour maglev trains. We have the Chinese having a maglev train that goes over 200.
This is on average. It averages 217 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's its base cruising speed.
We are not building the technology of the future. the United States had ideas for solar energy transmission from space to the Earth wirelessly, right? We had those ideas at NASA. We're not doing it. Do you know who is doing it? China. China is going to build one.
I was supposed to be going.
Where's my Make America Great?
Yeah.
Where is it? Because this ain't it.
I was
Chief.
trying to make a trip happen from the 7th through the 11th of this month to go up to Wildwood, New Jersey.
Okay.
To stay for 4 days at my sister's motel. Because of like the days that there was availability, airline flights just weren't available. The flights back involved 8-hour layovers in Fort Lauderdale.
Jesus.
So like it was like a 14-hour flight back, which means taking an extra day off work, which is just not in the cards. If we had that maglev train here, I would be able to get to my sister's motel. Probably, I would say probably from Orlando to Philly. Say that.
Right.
In 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Orlando to Philly in 3. I would take day trips to New York City.
Like even if we had just built
Think about how easy it would be.
The conventional light rail plans that Obama had, like out there, most major like every like cluster of states in the U.S. right would have had more accessible mass transit that would have cut down drive times and
It
reduced
would have
traffic.
improved the economies of every city in every state because you'd be able to visit every city in every state more easily.
Yeah.
Think about this. Think about this strictly from a you as a citizen perspective. We live in Florida.
Right.
It's really difficult for me to go redress my grievances directly to Congress in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
If I had a 310-mile-an-hour fucking maglev train, I could just go.
Hell, it's very difficult to redress my grievances here in this state. If those of us who live in larger states, where our population centers are not just the state capital, like
Yeah, if I could drive to Tampa and take a train to Tallahassee that would get me there in like 30 minutes,
right,
I would yell at the governor all the time.
Yeah, but like getting to Tallahassee from here is fucking half a day.
That's probably why we don't have high-speed rail in this state.
Yeah,
That's definitely part of the reason why we don't have it in this state.
Yeah, they do not want us going up to yell at them in Tallahassee
because everybody within 200 miles of them thinks they're cool.
Right.
Everybody who doesn't is like the I-4 corridor in South.
Yeah, like,
and if you that's halfway down the state.
Yeah, you gotta be willing to fucking travel if you want to go yell at Tallahassee. And Tallahassee is basically fucking Alabama.
It's like a 6-hour drive from here, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's
ridiculous. You gotta go all the way up to 10, then halfway across the fucking panhandle.
Like, you know how often I drove to New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Back like
New Orleans is like a 10-hour drive.
The worst part of the trip is just from St. Pete out of Florida.
It is a 9.5-hour drive, and 7 hours of that is Florida.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's just to get to New Orleans. Like from there, you're across two other states and like, halfway into Louisiana.
Is it Mississippi or Alabama that you're in for less than 30 minutes?
It's Alabama because it's just like it's literally it only has that little sliver
little skin tag that it's got hanging down off its scrot.
That's it. You're in and out. Bam. Yeah. Like the longest I've been in Alabama the entire time was like 2 hours. And that's because I did a stop at 8. Right?
You know what? Alabama is always where I stop, and there is a gas station just across the state line.
Is that really crazy Dixie-looking one?
And it's got like all the fucking knives.
Yeah.
Like it's got like the best selection of shitty, cheap fucking Chinese stamped fucking steel knives.
Yeah, it's got the diner.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, same place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that place.
Because by that point, it's like, I need to piss, I need to stop, I need some food, I need a knife.
Yep. And
I'm going to New Orleans, I need a goddamn knife.
They had some good pie there last year. Yeah. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I hope it's still there.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I'm ever in Alabama longer than 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Is
stopping at that stopping at that gas station diner.
Yeah. Give me some food. That's it. But like, you can, like, Florida, it's so fucking long. And my God. And even though like 75, you can do like 100 most of the way, like easily.
It's still it's hypnotically boring.
Yeah.
And like it's so easy to just disassociate while you're driving on 75 because it's the same
It's so
for 200 miles.
like, and then you finally get into the Panhandle, you get hills, and you're like, okay, well,
That's almost pretty.
it's almost pretty. Yeah,
Then
it's
you realize you're still fucking
Really
Florida, and you're like, I mean,
all right.
nah.
Why am I still in fucking Florida? Get me out of here. That's yeah.
We have 2 time zones. Think about that.
Yeah.
How many states that aren't dumb like Indiana have 2 time zones?
Indiana is dumb. They have the 2 times.
What if this one part of the state is 30 minutes behind everybody else? What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
And then you remember it's Indiana and everything just suddenly makes sense.
Yeah.
They're backwards people.
It's which they have so much promise, but they don't like live up to it like at all.
They have all the promise possible, and yet they decide to be Gary.
That's harsh. Oh man.
Harsh but fair.
Like there have been times in my life where bullets have come in my general direction. But I will never ever forget being at a Gary, Indiana gas station and watching the bulletproof glass window that they had just start to spider web as the place is getting shot up. And it's just like, and you're like, oh, because it was that fucking.
You're like, I need to finish filling up and then get out of here.
That polycarbonate shit that your glasses are made out of. It was like fucking 3 inches thick, right? Like it's just. I was like, well. 20 on pump 2, please. I guess. And a carton of smokes because they're like $11 in Chicago. This was a fucking long time ago, so $11 was a lot then. They're $11 in Chicago and like $5 in Indiana.
Aren't they like $17 a pack now there?
Yeah, something like that. It's. I remember going into a gas station once and buying a pack of cigarettes and a 6-pack of Budweiser, and the Budweiser was cheaper. And that was what floored me because it never had been like that before.
I'm glad I never took up smoking.
It was a 12-pack of Ice House.
I'm glad I was always too cheap to pick up smoking. Like even as a kid, when they were like, when I could go to the fucking Wawa and like underage get a pack of fucking
95 cents for
Jacks for $1.12.
Yeah.
Like nah, I'm too cheap for that. I ain't got smoking $1 a pack cigarette money.
First time I ever bought a pack of Marlboro Reds, they were on sale for 95 cents.
I remember one of the saddest things I ever saw was the look on one of my buddy's face who went to pack his fucking cigarettes. He realized he was doing it the wrong way. He just took them out. There's just like this pile in the bottom of the fucking carton.
Beautiful. That's fucking beautiful.
And not as funny as almost as funny as the time he tried to pack a soft pack.
Oh, that was always a pain in the ass. Yeah,
he just crushed his own goddamn cigarettes.
Yeah, you had to be cautious with packing a soft pack.
That's why they just bought hard packs.
Yeah. Like, when I got stuck with a soft pack for whatever reason, like, you know, I still packed my cigarettes, but I knew what I was doing.
I don't even remember the last time I saw a soft pack.
It's been a while. But
do they even make them anymore?
I couldn't tell. I don't think so. Huh.
I don't know. Everybody I know... No, I don't... Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anybody who smokes, like, Marlboros.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Like most of the major brands used to make soft packs.
99% of the people I know who I see smoking are smoking either 305s or American Spirits.
Fair.
It's like the dichotomy.
The most expensive
the duality
versus
of
the cheapest.
man.
Yeah, like,
305s versus American Spirits.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been smoking 305s lately because I don't know. I hate myself. I was a Camel Crush guy for a while. But
I have always had like another reason I didn't smoke is I've always had like nasty allergic reactions around secondhand smoke, except for American Spirits.
Don't give the American Spirit bros more fucking shut up.
If you learn
just shut up.
I'm just saying if you smoke them with the correct breathing techniques, you can cure your bone cancer.
You fucking I knew that's where you were going.
You can cure your bone cancer. It's science.
I knew yoga, breathing techniques, and American Spirits cured my bone cancer that I self-diagnosed. Fuck. I hate these people.
There's a certain part of me that respects the chutzpah of diagnosing yourself with bone cancer,
then curing yourself
a few months later. I don't know why I'm losing so much weight. I have to fix this with cigarettes. He's somehow still alive. I saw him the other day.
Right. Jesus Christ. I can't. I mean, I can. This is the world we live in, you know. But I don't like it.
Nor should you.
Oh, news, and more news. Let's get into we've touched on some news, but RFK Jr. testifies at Senate hearings today amid the CDC turmoil and their new lunatic vaccine policies. So many, just the CDC and the FDA are
And
just
the state of Florida.
And the state of Florida. Oh my God! Like everything to do with vaccines is going sideways, and the news is that even Republicans in the Senate
are starting to realize this is insane.
Yes, and they're getting over. They're like they're fed up with RFK
One
Jr.
of the one of RFK Jr.'s appointments to the CDC Vaccine Review Board said he would love to see Florida's policy implemented nationwide.
Yeah, where they just dropped vaccine mandates in schools. And I don't want to harp on that too much. It's just I want to say that you need 95% vaccination rate or higher for measles. Yeah. Right? Measles.
We were already close to not being there.
Yeah. And we went from having it virtually eradicated.
It was declared eradicated in 2000.
It was, yeah. So eradicated in the United States and rare in the world. Rare.
Globally.
And now we have seen more cases in the last 5 years than we have in the last 40.
Yeah.
The 40 before. Like it's stupid. And vaccination rates are declining. So as soon as they drop the mandates at school and people drop below 95%.
And that's the problem. Like I think that still most parents will get their children vaccinated on their doctor's recommendations, but it's not going to be 95%.
Right. And the thing about measles,
it might even be close, but close doesn't cut it.
Yeah. The thing about measles is that it's highly transmissible, highly contagious. Even with vaccination, your rate of catching it is fairly high. It reduces your likelihood of death and your likelihood of transmission. But likelihood still means there's a chance, right? Of both. And
nothing is 100%.
Nothing's 100%. And so the more of the herd that is vaccinated, the safer we all are, because it can't be transmitted and jump from host to host and kill as many people. But if we drop to a 90% vaccination rate, we're still going to lose hundreds of kids, even vaccinated kids.
That's why the outbreaks we have seen over the last 40, 50 years have all been in isolated religious communities amongst themselves. A lot of Amish communities have had problems with it. Mennonite communities.
But now we're having
small
it in school
religious,
districts. Now we're having it in public school districts.
And now we're going to have it in the entire fucking state of Florida.
Yeah. So, yay us.
I don't even know what rubella looks like, but I'm going to find out.
Right? That's where we're at.
It's slavery. Who am I as the Surgeon General in charge of health for your state to tell you what you... That's your fucking job.
Yeah.
Dude. That's literally the job.
Watching Florida's decline since I've lived here has been... Because it was a reddish-purple state that had, yes, it was right-leaning, but it had a,
And even then...
a liberal streak and a libertarian streak.
A huge chunk of the Republicans were Charlie Crists.
Yes.
They were very moderate Republicans. Jeb Bush was a moderate Republican.
Right.
Especially by modern standards.
Yeah.
He was to the left of his president brother on a lot of issues.
Yeah. How we got here.
December 23rd of this year will be my 20th anniversary moving to Florida. And for the first 13 years,
right,
year over year, it felt like things were getting better here.
I can imagine. Because
and then around about 2018, 2019, and I don't know what happened in 2018 that might have precipitated this, we started to fall off a fucking cliff.
Yeah. I got here in early 2015, and that was the year that they had the redistricting fight over the maps.
Yeah.
Right? And
which I voted for that constitutional amendment.
Rick Scott's Congress kept drawing illegal maps, and the state Supreme Court kept rejecting them over and over and over again. And now, and what did they do? Well, they got rid of the Supreme Court that blocked their agenda. That's what they did, right? And fucking DeSantis won his election, and MAGA took over in the state, right? Because you got guys like Randy Fine.
Randy Fine might be the worst thing to come from Florida ever.
Yeah.
Terrible human being, and very dumb.
It's also around the same time that we basically had a state house full of like frat bros like Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Who were like
Child rapists,
and also like, you know, playing games about how many people they could like sleep with that they really ethically shouldn't.
Yeah.
They had
a whole scoring system.
That included like other congressmen and state senators' wives, aides, lobbyists, right?
High school students.
Yeah, right.
Mad.
And they had a scoring system for that. None of that is ethical, and some of it's illegal. And they played it as a game.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I think is important to remember is that when it comes to MAGA politicians or people who align with that political movement,
right?
It is just a joke to this day to most of them.
Yeah.
Like, they don't take it seriously.
The aesthetic is the point. It's the winning. It's their like, look at how tough and cool. I'm normal and you're not normal.
I am dominating you.
I am society.
Yeah.
Like that's the core behind fascism.
It's middle school shit.
It's middle school shit, but that middle school shit, when it becomes a political movement, that is what fascism is. I mean, every single time.
Middle school did feel like a fascist hellscape most ways. So.
Right. But it's like...
I didn't want to put up with it then either.
It's always the dipshit bullies who want to command and control society. And their rules are always hypocritical and nonsensical, right? Because, you know... We hate sexual deviancy, except our sexual deviancy. Right? We hate gays. Gays are groomers, and trans people are trying to have sex with children, and that's evil.
Unless I'm bottoming for a twink.
Yeah, unless I'm bottoming for a twink, or I fuck children. Like, that's...
It's not wrong if I do it.
Right.
And what drives me nuts, and I think we were talking about this, I can't remember if I was talking to you about or someone else about this at the bar the other day. We've reached the point where when it comes to Republicans, they have been so corrupt for so long, so openly, it's just okay now.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing. We were talking
about that with Robbie.
Yeah. There is nothing a Republican elected official can do outside of voting with a Democrat.
Right.
that they will suffer consequences for. No amount of corruption. There is no such thing as corruption anymore for them.
And the fact that they define the rules and the terminology and the boundaries is insane. Because they define corruption, and it always only applies to their enemies. They define deviancy. It only applies to their enemies, right?
Yeah.
And... somehow we give them all of this latitude. It is still believed that the myth of the GOP being good for the economy is still believed, and yet
we have 50 years of evidence to the contrary.
Yes,
like unassailable, unambiguous, obvious.
More than 50.
Straight arithmetic.
More than 50 years. Yeah. The stagflation and economic problems that dogged Carter's presidency started under Nixon. Right? And were well into effect when Carter took office. They were pre-existing.
The last Republican president that we had that you could not say was completely disastrous.
Right.
Is Eisenhower.
Yes.
That was a long fucking time ago. Right. That was a long, long fucking time ago. And even he was like so far from perfect.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, most of our problems in South and Central America today could have been avoided if not for his love of U.S. fruit.
The man who gave us Operation That Shall Not Be Named.
Yeah. Damp posterior? Is that
yeah.
like, something like that? I don't. It's a slur.
Yeah.
That they named in documents.
Yeah.
Whew. But far from perfect.
Yeah.
But then you get Nixon, and like, there's some parts of it again because Nixon was still a normal person. Like, I mean that in a few different ways, but like, he wasn't a lunatic. He was narcissistic, but
he was
not
a piece of shit. But yeah,
but not like an actual like raging narcissist.
And he wasn't delusional.
He wasn't delusional.
He thought he would get away with more than he did, but he wasn't delusional.
Right.
I mean, everybody thinks they're going to get away with more than they do.
Yeah.
Like,
and he legitimately thought that
that's a
being the
defining
president allowed him to do stuff.
That's a
he shouldn't
defining characteristic of people who get caught. They thought they were going to get away with more than they did.
Right. But so yeah, we get the EPA out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh shit, rivers are on fire. Fuck.
Right.
What do we do?
Like, he wasn't happy about allowing that.
No,
but
it was like, the rivers being on fire is a bad look for me personally.
Yeah.
I'm president. I should probably
do something about that.
It'll look good on me if I do something about that.
Right. Like, he was totally pro-industry and kind of hesitant about doing anything about it until the rivers on fire was
and I will always give credit where credit is due. George H.W. Bush, instrumental in helping close that hole in the ozone layer.
Yes.
Which we couldn't do now.
We couldn't do that now, no.
Oh, that reminds me.
They're trying to fucking get rid of like lead regulations and legalize lead paint again. Are you fucking kidding me?
If people didn't have catalytic converters for their unleaded gasoline, meth heads wouldn't be able to steal catalytic converters. We should probably go back to leaded gas.
Are they just trying to make the world dumber again? Like,
here's the thing.
They just did they realize that there's like two generations that are not as dumb and aggressive as they used to be, and they're not happy about it? Like, because I mean,
there is a reason why the only generation out of like the last 5 that has attempted to actually make the world a better place were the millennials.
Yeah.
The boomers strip mined America for their own fucking.
Right.
And like
the greatest generation also like we call them the greatest generation, but that's only because they went through some shit.
Yeah.
But they caused that shit.
Yeah.
Like
Gen X has made its entire fucking personality. We're disaffected and don't care, and we're not going to do anything. We're not going to participate.
Yeah, we're too cool for school, and also you guys are pansies.
Yeah, I drank from a garden hose.
I ate lead paint as a baby.
It's sweet. It's tasty. It peeled off in sheets like candy. It was like a wall roll up.
I miss hanging out in my dad's garage with the door closed while we ran the car with all that leaded gasoline pumping fumes. Made us tough.
You gonna tell me that the kids weren't tougher when I could throw a lawn dart at their skull and get it embedded in there?
When we used to play with the M80s and throw them at each other, that was real man shit that taught us how to grow up and be cool. Look at my Oakleys. And like, Stained and Trapped are 2 of the greatest American rock bands.
Fucking yeah, boy. Fuck. Headstrong.
Fuck. That is.
It's funny. I except for the part where of eating it, I actually remember doing all those things. I got a lawn dart stuck in someone's head.
Yeah, I know.
I did drink from the garden hose.
Of course I did.
I would just peel the paint off the fucking walls in these just like luxurious strips.
Yes. Like
that I would throw out. I didn't eat them. Apparently they were sweet and delicious, and I didn't know.
Like I discovered. I'm gonna admit it. I may have tasted a lead paint chip once, like because I was like, I heard these are sweet. Oh, yeah, that is sweet. Like, because I was
no wonder Rome loved this shit.
I was like 12.
Yeah.
But the thing is what I realized is because it was in like the room that my grandmother had as a playroom for our grandkids, right, with peeling lead paint in the walls, is that we were in there as toddlers, unattended.
Lord knows what you ingested.
So
how do you feel about being 3 to 5% dumber and meaner than you otherwise would be?
I'm very upset about it.
Do you feel dumb and mean about it?
Yeah. I also between the the horrific traumas that my cousin went through, him being a murderer as an adult is explained a little bit.
Yep.
Like his
I have a cousin who's a murderer too.
Yeah.
Executed by the state of Ohio.
He was not. He got a manslaughter charge.
Chased his ex-wife through an entire suburban neighborhood, then shot her in the face with a shotgun.
Nice.
The state of Ohio said, you can't do that here.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I believe it was lethal injection.
That was the cousin who used to just, like, if he got into a fight, like, whoever, he just hit and hit. Like, he didn't stop, right? Like, he took, 3 or 4 of us kids, his friends, to pull him off.
It's like he was an MMA superstar's son.
Yeah, right. And it's, you add trauma plus lead exposure as a child, and, I'm betting he was...
And even more so than now, a culture that told us that the best solution to any problem was violence.
Yes.
Like, we were just told this.
Like, that's what I don't get about boomers and older Gen Xers shitting on millennials and Gen Z as much as they do, is that, like, one, you tried to teach us, like...
To be better people.
Yeah. Right? That's thing one. Thing two, all the things that you think made you tough were just trauma and poisoning.
How dare you become the better people we tried to teach you to be?
Right. Like, that is the product of the environment that you created, a safer, better world where you recognize that you were being fucking poisoned by lead and got rid of it, right? Like, this is the end result. Just a slightly better generation of people that you call weak.
And here's what drives me nuts.
I say slightly better. They're not.
We complain a lot about, especially on the Democratic side, boomers just not getting out of the fucking way.
Oh yeah.
Part of that is I don't really recall Gen X trying to take their fucking place.
No, I mean, clearly they have. I mean, like, a lot of the Democrats in Congress and the House right now are Gen X. Yeah. Right? Like, some of them, there's definitely boomers in there still. But,
There's silent generation in there still.
Yeah. No, they're all dead. They're gone. Silent generation, the youngest of them is like 85 now, right?
Well, it would have been up through 44.
44, so that was 50, 60, 70.
My dad's 87. He was born in 38.
That's 81 years ago.
Yeah. Are you sure there's none of them in there?
Jesus. maybe a couple. All right, maybe a couple. I thought they were all fucking, but yeah, maybe.
They're dropping.
Yeah, you're right. Fair.
We lost a couple since the beginning of the year.
That's right, yeah. They're dropping like flies. And they're mostly in the Democrats. That's the thing that's bothering me the most. Aside from, like, the handful like Mitch McConnell who's stuck around forever. Like, the
Republicans have been very good about finding young, dumb, mean people to run in elections.
Yes, they have. Like
viciously dumb and mean.
And it's paying off. It took them a long time, but it's paying off because they're picking up more young people. Yeah. Like, like having policies that young people liked only gets you so far until, like, again, like when people on the left say, or even just, liberals say that, representation matters, right? That's across the board demographically, right? It's not just having people of color or having, people of different sexual orientations or having different religions. It's like, do you represent the large blocks of adults that exist that aren't all elderly? Because as time goes, every generation gets smaller after their generation stops being born, right? Yeah. Like,
just by definition, that's how generations work.
Right. By definition, that's how it works.
There aren't more millennials now than there were last year or the year before.
Right.
We stopped making them.
There are not more boomers left than there used to be. There are not
Thank
more
God.
Gen X than there were. That we stopped making them. So why are they overrepresented in our halls of power continuously? Like, that's why Obama did so well. He looked young and vigorous, right? Yeah. Like, And, you know,
he was what, 42 when he was elected?
Yeah. So is he Gen X technically? Or was he a boomer?
Oh, he would have been. I think he'd be Gen X.
He'd be some like in either event.
Yeah, if he were born in 65, he'd have been 40 in 2005.
Okay.
And he was like 40.
So like he's on the very end of Gen X or the last year of being a boomer, right?
Yeah,
like,
he's the very beginning of Gen X or the late. Like he's like he had to have been born in like 65 or 66, something like that.
But so man, did older millennials and Gen X fucking like turn out in droves for him?
Oh yeah,
You're goddamn right they did. Like
put him over the top.
They put
by
him
a
over the
lot.
top.
Like that's the last election we could call a landslide.
Yeah, and it was the last election that the youth vote turned out in droves.
And even then, when you look at the numbers and you look compared to like Reagan versus Mondale, it wasn't like a landslide.
Right.
It was a decisive victory.
Yes.
It was an unambiguous victory. But if you're not like stomping McGovern or Mondale, I have a hard time calling anything a landslide.
Yeah. And I mean, look at what we got out of it. And it's not, I mean,
both times.
Yeah. Obama was absolutely terrible at certain things, but one of the biggest drains to the entire amount, like movement that he brought into Congress, because he brought with him massive majorities.
Yeah.
Right? What killed his presidency? What killed his agenda? It was the fucking elderly pieces of shit in both parties, but particularly, like, you know, we can say that Mitch McConnell, like, you know, did what he did to sabotage Obama. Absolutely. Right. It was his allies in the Democratic Party
that allowed it to happen.
Like, Joe Lieberman allowed it to happen. Chuck Schumer, in some ways, allowed it to happen. Like,
Joe Lieberman was the first politician not named Ronald Reagan who I hated.
That makes sense. Like,
I fucking hated that man. I remember the first time I learned who he was, and he was on TV talking about how vile and disgusting and horrible Nine Inch Nails was. I'm like, go fuck yourself,
Fuck
old
you.
man.
That's
Fuck
right.
you.
He was one of those.
He really had a problem with the downward spiral in particular. He just bitched about that endlessly.
God, what a fucking
I will say,
piece of shit.
I did like that fucking Bob Dole actually tried. Bob Dole almost made fucking Cannibal Corpse a campaign issue in '96.
That's right.
Bands like Cannibal Corpse, and we're all like, "Oh, what?"
Do continue speaking, please. All right. But yeah, like fucking Lieberman. I hated Lieberman, and I think he was a drag on the 2000 election. To be honest, I think he
was a terrible. Joe Lieberman. All right. Now I was in Maryland, which was a blue state.
Right.
Joe Lieberman is one of the major reasons I voted for Ralph Nader in 2000.
That makes sense. Like,
because I already hated him for like a decade.
He was one of the most hawkish members of the Senate, like hands down, and that's like he was as hawkish as they came for either party.
Yeah,
right. One of the biggest hawks, hands down. He was such a staunch neoliberal, like hardline, not a big fan of the welfare state. Not a big fan of...
He brought neoliberals into the Democratic Party even more than Clinton did.
Right.
And Clinton and his third way bullshit is like what introduced it. But
yeah,
man, Lieberman just rammed it right down the party's throat.
Lieberman would have been a fairly economic and military hard right Republican if he was from any state that would have elected a Republican.
Right.
He was not from a state that would have elected a Republican.
No.
And so what he was as conservative of a Democrat as one could be in a Democratic state.
And he would align with the party on a few very specific hot button issues.
Yes.
That he would align on. And that's how he would keep like his fucking
Roe is a particular one. Gun control is another one. Right? Like he was big on gun control, he was big on Roe.
That was about it.
Yeah, campaign finance and a couple of environmental things.
Yeah.
That was it. And otherwise, he was a corporate stooge who wanted the insurance industry of America to grind our bones into dust for money. Yeah. Like, wouldn't mind if Israel had started World War III and would have loved it. But let's be real.
He would have.
He would have jerked off to a nuclear bomb being dropped by Israel on one of his neighbors. Yeah.
Anyone.
He was an unrepentant piece of shit who sabotaged the ACA and that sabotaging of the ACA killed Obama's domestic agenda and his presidency. Like, even though he won another term after that, he was a two-term lame duck from his first term.
If we'd have gotten the original idea for the ACA with a public option, would it have been perfect? No. Would it have been a great groundwork for something even better to expand upon?
Yes.
Because you'd have just been able to expand that public option over time.
Even if that public option were a shitty insurance plan.
Yeah.
Like
but you'd be able to say, it's like, okay, well, we allow you to buy into this public option. What if we just allow you to put it on your taxes at the beginning of the year and just have it deducted?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, and then that people don't even think about paying it because they don't even see it as a line item on their fucking paycheck coming out.
Because
it's not a monthly premium anymore. Right. It's just taxes.
But even a basic public option, like, all right, you get 2 physicals a year, right?
Catastrophic's covered.
Catastrophic is covered. And you have like a 50% copay for emergency surgeries or whatever, right?
You could even have a high deductible. You could even make it a $10,000 deductible.
Yeah.
And that would still prevent the kind of catastrophic financial despair that our current system plunges people into over shit that it shouldn't.
Yep. And what you would have seen was a lot of lower income working young people buying that.
You'd have seen a lot of younger, healthy people buying into it.
And
which means the payouts would have been lower.
Right.
Which means the premiums would go down.
Yep. And
because it wouldn't be a profit motive.
Yeah, and then you'd have expanded to a better system after that. And also, that would have even been better for the private insurance industry in some ways, because like they would have been able to schedule their premiums around knowing that, okay, this segment of the population is over here, right? And the Medicaid expansion, taking all the extra risk over here, right?
Yeah.
Those have been great. But no, Lieberman, fuck you to death. I'm glad he's dead, right?
I'm glad he's dead.
He's dead. I'm glad he's dead.
I remember
when he died now.
I did a dance behind the bar.
Same. Oh, man.
It was a good day. It was almost Scalia Day.
I danced through City Walk.
It was beautiful.
At Universal.
I was
singing.
I can't remember where I was when I found out, but I remember my feeling.
I remember every moment of it. I'm on the moving walkway at City Walk.
Oh, nice.
Right? Looking like I just got, like, we just parked. We just walk up to that moving walkway to go into Universal, get on the moving walkway. I open my phone. I go, and I'm moving, and I'm just like, I show my now ex-wife. I'm like, and I'm like, Scalia died. She's like, what? I'm like, Scalia died. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, oh. And then my phone rang, and it was my friend Eric, who just texted me. And he's like, he died. Right. And I'm like, he's dead. And I'm dancing and singing on the phone with a friend of mine. My wife is just
screaming, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead in public.
That is what I was doing. All the way into the Starbucks. I mean, like, people are looking at me like I'm a lunatic. And I'm like, that motherfucker died, baby. Yeah. I'm not even embarrassed about that story a little bit.
No.
God, no. There was so much. I'd like to thank Mitch McConnell for ruining that, Joey, teaching me a valuable lesson.
Can you imagine what it would have been like if Merrick Garland couldn't be Attorney General because he was on the fucking Supreme Court?
I mean, the composition of this court would look a lot differently.
Yeah.
I think he still would have been a feckless, useless Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
But he would have been in the vein of like a Breyer or you know what I mean? Like
he would have been very much just like, I don't want to change the status quo.
He'd have been like a liberal Breyer.
He'd have been very much like, this is settled precedent.
Yeah.
I don't think we should change precedent.
Right.
And
like,
then
every once in a while, there'd be something where he went one way or another.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
it was surprising. And
yeah, like something where most people think it's already bad precedent to begin with. He'd probably chip away at those things. Right. That's it. Like he would have been fine. I wouldn't have liked him.
No. But he wouldn't have been Gorsuch.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have been Gorsuch.
Or Kavanaugh.
So Northwest president's going to resign after all the pressure from the Republican Party.
Cool.
Mike Johnson is predicting that the discharge petition is going to fail.
Oh, Mike. You keep hoping.
Yeah,
It will be, and you know what I think we could very much see? I think we could very much see, like, every single male Republican except for Thomas Massey voting against it, and then every woman in the caucus voting yes.
Let's hope.
And just, I have a feeling that a lot of women Republican legislators are going to find out some things about their colleagues that they've known but hadn't confirmed.
Probably.
And I don't know how they're going to react to that. I don't know how they're going to react to that publicly. I know some of them will have that Nancy Mace panic attack. I don't know how they'll go from there, what they'll do with that, if they'll just push it all down and maintain, or if they'll actually, like, learn a thing.
It's hard to, man, it's...
I also don't know how, because the problem is at this point, I don't know how committed to the ideology any of these people actually are anymore.
You know what I think about sometimes? The day Trump won.
The first time?
The first time, 2016. That morning. My wife, ex-wife now, was out of town. She was at a work thing. And now in her field, it's fairly male dominated, but that's changing, right? The doctors typically are far more likely to be male.
Yeah.
Right. The people in the administrative and nursing positions and assistant positions tend to be women. Right.
Yeah.
But there are more female doctors in that role.
She was doing veterinary tech, right?
Veterinary tech. Yeah. But it was, so they were at this conference and they're at breakfast, and it's, people from her clinic and some other clinics all at this big table talking. And all of these men, mostly men over 50, right, were real happy that morning. They were talking about how great it was. And they started looking at the women, including some of their, like, partners, like not their romantic partners, but they're like business partners, who are, female veterinarians. And like, why are you women? Because they were all fucking crying. Like, why are you crying? And like, it's just an election. And they're like, do you know what he did to women? And they're like, oh, come on. Like, no, do you know what he did to women? And that was like eye-opening to me and to the women that were at that table, like that experience they had, because they were encountering these men who just, even though they knew what he had done to women, they just didn't care.
Right. Well, what's that matter?
What's that matter?
It's just, guys being guys.
Right. And they did not have any inkling of how the women that they had in their lives felt, right? Or much empathy for their reaction to it.
Yeah.
Right? Once they realized how the women in their lives felt, they still didn't have a lot of empathy about it.
Get over it.
And it's like,
you're emotional.
But these are people that you've worked with for years, that you go to their birthday parties, that you, right?
You're not just business partners, you're ostensibly friends.
Right. Like, you know, you in a fucking veterinary clinic, right? Like, unless it's a big giant corporate place, everybody there is close, right?
Yeah.
And after, like, you've worked there for like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
All the doctors and all the techs and all the nurses and the receptionists, you all fucking, one of you is the godfather to somebody's kid.
Yeah, you've been to weddings and baby showers and birthday parties and
exactly
high school graduations for their kids.
Yep, you've done all that. And they could not grasp, like, the way that the women in their lives felt about it, or show any real empathy in that moment. They just all the guys got silent and like left, like leave you women to cry, like, and that's. I wonder about because that's
we'll go be happy where you don't have to look at us.
Yeah, like that is the distilled essence of what MAGA is to me, right?
That's fair.
Like this lack of empathy and just people who don't care about how other people feel, except their own perception of how the world should work.
Right.
And like, I can be guilty of that, but I try to take into account other people's feelings as one of the calculations for how the world should work.
You'll at least be aware after the fact that you did it.
Right.
You're like, oh, that was fucked up.
Yeah. And
but
when I think about how the world's supposed to work, right? Like, I take into consideration a calculation of what do most people want that will make most people happy, right? Like, how can we have the best outcome for more people and everyone?
Yeah. It shouldn't be hard to not be a piece of shit.
We say that. But then we open the internet.
Yeah. But it shouldn't be hard. It should not be hard.
Right?
Just like, I mean, honestly, just even the golden rule gets you so fucking far in life.
Yeah, no shit.
Unless you want people to treat you like shit, and then that's go to therapy, dude. What's wrong with you?
So that's news-ish, I guess. I think beat the shit out of the. We've been riffing mostly, but Richie Torres. My God, I hate him.
Yeah.
I'm glad he blocked me on his personal account. He can't on his congressional account.
Suck it, Torres.
But his personal account blocked me.
Yeah, that interview was.
Yeah, that
his refusal to like engage.
He refused to have the conversation.
Yeah,
like it was really fascinating because, like, is it Adam? What's the guy's name? Alex or Adam?
Friedlander.
Friedlander,
I believe. I can't remember.
God, it was.
I can see his face.
I can see. Yeah, I can recognize.
And I can
his
see
face.
I can see like his struggle to like, all but begging Torres to like fucking understand what he was saying.
Right, and have some fucking humanity and some empathy.
You're telling a young Jewish man who lived in Israel, it's like, I don't think your feelings about what this country is doing in your name are valid.
Right.
What? I don't know that anybody else's opinion is valid.
Adam Friedland. That's it.
Yeah.
Adam Friedland. Yeah, like, it was not like this exceptional hard-hitting interview.
Especially not for the first half.
Torres treated it like it was one once it got into Israel. Like, but it was a real friendly conversation for the most part.
The first half.
Friedland asked a few questions that were like pushing back or talked about how hated Congress was, and Torres, I don't know, something about the way Torres was engaging with it I didn't like from the beginning, right?
Richie Torres feels like the guy that, and we know examples of this, we've talked to Robbie about this, feels like the guy who it's like, well, he's young and he's not white, so he's like our perfect poster boy to push out there.
Yes, he is that guy that works for the Pinellas County Democratic Party for all those fucking years.
Yeah.
Who was younger, not
younger. He was
young,
like still older than me, but younger than them.
Yeah, actually he's younger than me. I think but he's an older millennial,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Not the older millennial, but an older millennial.
He's an older millennial who happens to be black and gay, and those are all the things that the local party cared about.
They see him like as the perfect vehicle to push their do-nothing centrism.
Right. And they put him in every fucking like outreach position they possibly could, and the youth outreach and in charge of strategy.
He's not good at talking to people or outreach. But he's younger and gay and black. So
he is a
The optics.
But he's a pissy, bitchy neoliberal who thinks that Hillary Clinton could do no wrong. Right?
Right.
That's the type of person he was. And so that's what you're stuck with, right? You've got, like, I'm not saying representation does matter. Representation, good. We should listen to voices from different communities. All of that is right. But also, you don't just tokenize somebody. Like, the GOP is great at it. Like, they are great at finding their fucking Uncle Ruckus ghoul, right? Like, putting them in a position.
Here's the thing. If you want to find a younger gay black dude to push your message, it's not that hard to find a competent one who deserves the job.
Right.
Like, there are tons of them out there.
But try to pick somebody who's willing to challenge you and disagree with you and offer you insights, and also that, like, listens to younger communities that they're supposed to be reaching out to.
Yeah, there's a lot of telling younger communities what they should want.
Yeah.
Not seeing what their needs are and how the party could meet them.
Exactly. But Richie Torres is like a perfect example of all of that nonsense. Yeah, he's that fucker from Palace. Yeah.
Like, he's like the, he's the avatar of that.
And his denial to Friedland about how, like, Israel is his number one issue. He's like, it's your big issue. He's like, no, it's not. It's like, nobody in the Bronx cares about it. Then why is it all you fucking talk about? I could go to Richie Torres' Twitter accounts right now, right? And I can guarantee you that the largest number, the greatest volume of tweets, the topic is Israel.
Yeah. He is the Brianna Wu of people who are actually able to win their election.
Yes. Gotta hate Brianna Wu, too.
You lost, Brianna, didn't you? Didn't you?
I'm glad you lost.
You
feckless.
fucking scumbag.
Scumbag. Like,
fucking,
you friend of TERF's trans person who hid being trans forever and made a bunch of TERF friends.
you weird Islamophobe. Thinks they're all terrorists.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Go fuck yourself.
I speak on behalf of the Jewish people, even the ones that disagree with me. Those are bad Jews. That's the kind of person that, and then Richie Torres does that shit too.
You're not a real Jew.
Like, he will. I watched him question the Judaism of anti-Zionist Jews.
Yeah,
I've watched him do it. I argued with him. That's why I'm banned or blocked by him, because I saw him do it. I went in at him on it. It was like, how dare you? Right? And I hate Richie Torres so fucking much. But Adam Friedland, watching him just beg this man to show some fucking empathy, and like his response of, like, I grew up poor and I never got a free trip, so that's why I'm pro-Israel, because they gave me a free fucking trip and they showed me all the nice cool things, and then I met this family that lives close to Gaza, and like their children have PTSD because of the rockets.
And here's the thing.
And then he meets a Palestinian family and says that he had none of that empathy for them.
Yeah.
None of that empathy for them.
It's like, I've heard plenty of stories from people who went on their birthright trips, where it's great. They show you a great time. They show you hot people.
They try to get you laid.
They get you laid. They get you drunk, and then they take you to a hill overlooking the West Bank, and it's like, these are the people we're bombing to make room for your homes.
Yeah. They're animals down there, though.
Yeah.
Look at how shitty they live.
Look at the hovels.
Look at
the hovels and the shacks and the tents.
Stacks of tires and trash and goats.
That's not a city. That's a shanty town in the desert.
Yeah.
We're going to bring civilization.
When, I don't know if you know this, but when a population is kept in poverty and isn't allowed to have free trade or access to consumer goods, their houses are all going to look like fucking hovels.
Maybe.
There's a reason. There is a reason. Like, and that's, Israel, like, they want their ethno state, and they want the Palestinians, like, slowly eradicated, but they also don't want to do it too fast, too far, too easily, because they really like that there are people willing to drive 3 to 5 hours each way to work for pennies on the dollar for them, right? Because it's the only way to get fucking money.
Earlier I said that, like, the one thing that would never change in my politics is authoritarianism bad.
Uh-huh.
Here's another one. Ethno-state's bad.
Ethno-state's bad.
Ethno-state's bad. Those are the two pillars of my political leanings.
Not a big fan of apartheid, no matter who's doing it.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
Not okay.
Not a good time for anyone. And it's bad for you as the person perpetuating the apartheid.
Yeah,
it makes you... It doesn't feel like it in the moment. Like, you think you're getting something good out of it.
Yeah, settler colonialism...
It's destroying your soul.
Settler colonialism creates these interesting paradoxes, right? Because, like, we view the Israeli population as a bunch of civilians with families, with children, right? But what are they really? They are a population that is a human shield for the state of Israel.
Yeah.
Right?
You are all fodder.
Yeah. Like,
while your government financially props up the people they blame for your misery.
Yeah. And
so that they can be the cause of your misery, so that you will keep voting for the people propping them up, so he doesn't go to prison for corruption.
And there's a underlying tension. Like, I don't blame the fourth generation Israeli family, right, who own a house and don't want to lose their land, don't want to lose their income, right? They are afraid of, the rockets that come over. Like, I don't blame them, right? All that's true. But your existence in that space, which now, yes, ethically, legally, morally, like, in a lot of ways, it's really hard to tease out the injustice of you owning that piece of property, and you didn't commit that injustice.
It's
right?
It's like being an American. Like, we're here in Pinellas.
Yeah.
At this point, obviously, we're not going to, like, give the land back to the Calusa and just leave. Like, that's
right.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody expects that to happen.
No one.
But you acknowledge that it was fucked up, that the way you got here and ended up in this position was fucked up. And you do what you can to, at a minimum, not make it worse.
Right. And, like...
But it's like, it's a rare instance where we're actually watching it happen as it happens, not with 200 years of hindsight. And it's like, well, it's been 10 generations. What are you going to do at this point? But it's like, oh no, it was your grandparents. It was your parents.
It was your government today, because there used to be a village here in the West Bank. Now it's a settlement.
And that's why the people who react negatively to it react so viscerally, because it's like, God, this was everywhere all the time for so long. Yeah. And we were supposed to have moved past it as a species.
Right. One of the
that was World War II. Like, the end of World War II was supposed to be like, okay, we're not going to do this anymore.
The year Israel
and then we waited
was
3 years and did it again.
The year Israel was founded was the exact same year that we created the Convention on Genocide, right? Like, there's so weird of a dichotomy. One of the, and I've heard this a lot of times from the Israeli public and within the zeitgeist of their politics. Both their critics in Israel and some outside and the most Zionist of Zionists all lament the same thing, or all say the same thing. They are unhappy that they came into existence in the last window when it was okay to be a colonial power, but it wasn't okay to commit a genocide, right? And now they can't complete the job while it's legally or ethically allowed by the global community, right? They weren't able to finish it fast enough.
Right.
Right? So they're stuck. They are stuck in a quagmire because, they jumped on that last window to be to do settler colonialism and ethnically cleanse some people from one area, and then they got stuck there. And they've been stuck in that mode ever since.
If they had been able to start their project 100 years earlier, 50 years earlier.
20 years earlier.
We would not be having this conversation. We would be talking about the history of the people who used to be the Palestinians.
Right. Like, and about 20% of their population would still be Arab-ish.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they always wanted a an underclass, and they always wanted the plausible deniability because, again, yes, they had a bunch of actual, like, not terrible, illiberal people in their movement. Like, it was a complicated movement, right? Like, some of them were just there to live, and, like, we don't want any problem with the Arabs. They had to bring them on board. Like,
you had a lot of people who were like, well, we can't stay in Europe after that.
Right.
Where we and then Russia was like, no, get fucked. You can't come here either.
And the
US was like, get fucked, you can't come here.
Right.
And Britain was like, hey, we just had this entire other empire collapse and we control their land. What if we parcel it out?
Yeah. Like, so you're...
And they did it, like, quickly and thoughtlessly.
Yeah. So...
I think they did it with the intent of it causing problems. But that's like me not trusting the Brits.
Yeah. I mean...
I don't have proof of this or even evidence, but it's a feeling I have in my gut that I don't trust the fucking Brits.
I don't lean in that direction, but it's actually just because, like, the deals that carved up the Middle East as it did, right, happened in part because of, like, a little bit of disunity within the British government and different people having different power centers, right? And so, like, how we landed on Israel getting carved out with the support of the Brits, like, is a bit different from how we got Jordan and Syria, right?
The fact of the matter is, it's a region that...
And there was a lot of money behind it.
It's a region where, like, having strict national borders never really made sense because that's not the culture of the area.
Right.
Like, that's not how they've historically lived their lives or built their societies around strict national borders. It's alien to the entire culture of the region, regardless of whether they're Muslim or Jew.
And the disparate Arab populations, be it the Bedouins, the Palestinians, the Jordanians, the Lebanese, etc., all of them thought they were fighting for a unified trans-Arabic nation, right? One big pan-Arab
like
state.
if you could see a situation where you'd originated with, like,
that's what they thought was happening.
Arabia, Israel, and Iran.
Right.
Like, that could have been the region.
Yeah. But
I don't know how well that would have worked.
In
but
World War I, they weren't even fighting for that. It was just Arabia and Iran.
Yeah.
That was what they were, like, the Arabs thought they were going for that.
We can't... Like, we can't work with those fucking Persians, man.
Yeah, because Israel wasn't even a dream.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a dream, but it wasn't like a... It was being worked on behind the scenes,
I think if it had
but
been,
it wasn't.
there would have always been tension, but I think you would have seen a lot of European Jews resettle there, but, like, not forming a nation.
No.
Like, they would have just moved back to Jerusalem.
Yes, the pan-Arab state that T.E. Lawrence was trying to build during World War I would have absolutely have accepted a couple million Holocaust survivors.
Yeah.
Right? That wasn't the problem.
And then there would have been tensions, but it would have been overall chill. It would have been officially chill.
Like,
there might have been local tensions and individual tensions, but the official stance would be, we're going to be chill.
The reason there were tensions and, like, fights on, like, the Hebron massacre in the 20s is because the local Arab population felt betrayed by the outside powers, and then all these rich European Jewish people came in and started, like, taking over and buying up land, and, like, they were still in poverty and didn't have self-determination after they had lost 1/3 of their population in World War I, ousting the Ottomans on the promise that they would get one big, powerful nation for all the Arabs, right? They were going to get one big, powerful nation for all the Arabs.
Can you even imagine?
Like,
can you imagine what sort of a global power that nation would be
today? Oh, God.
With their combined oil resources?
Right, yeah. Like
the entire 20th century would have looked completely different.
Oh, and the way it would have such a nation would have controlled, like, trade throughout, like, because again, the globe, because
they'd have all the canals.
Yeah, we have, like, 2 of the major canal points that you would get goods into the rest of the fucking world, right? Yeah, if you don't want to go around Africa,
they would control
or around the United States,
2 of the most important shipping lanes on Earth.
Yeah, like.
And we would have controlled the 3rd.
Yep. That's so. Yeah. No, it would have been an interesting, like, world if that had happened. Instead they were, like, lacking self-determination. They'd gone through this war. They were in poverty, and then all of a sudden a bunch of fucking new guys are coming around, like, forming militias and shit. And it's like, Yeah. I'm not blaming. I'm not saying that they didn't, fuck up. But come on, like these people got screwed, and that's why we have an ethno state today.
Has there been any alt history novels written about that actually having happened? Because there've been so much alt history about like what if Hitler won? Like that's cliche at this point. I think we're gonna get some good television out of it soon, but
I mean.
Has there been any like alt history where like they did get their pan-Arab state?
The only one that comes to mind is not a good book.
Oh no.
Oh God. It's one I highly don't recommend anybody read.
Which one's that?
To my great shame that I've read it. The Turner Diaries.
Wow. Wow. The book that gave us The Day of the Rope, which Matt Walsh seems real fucking keen on lately.
Yeah. It's also the book that inspired, the Oklahoma City bombing. For those unfamiliar, Turner Diaries is this really, really racist novel that is basically...
It is the racist novel to end all racist novels.
It is in part an kind of like an alt history, like militia story. Okay. In other part, it is a way of being a call to action or call to arms for militia movement and white nationalist movements in the United States, and a playbook for how to try to take over the government and start a war.
And it's a really dumb playbook.
It is. It's got some not entirely wrong guerrilla strategy pieces in it that would function if you did have a civil war in the United States. But aside from that, it's not great. But yeah, one of the plot points is that there's a pan-Arab state that rules the world. And they're basically trying to make the whole world a caliphate, right? And so that that's one of the things that the proud patriots like Turner are trying to fight against.
Fighting the caliphate?
Yeah. Make sure the caliphate never happens or never takes over America. It's bad.
That sounds exactly like what I remember in the wake of 9/11.
Yeah.
They're going to form a caliphate. It's the new caliphate.
They're going to form a caliphate.
Caliphate. Sharia law. Creeping Sharia law.
Creeping Sharia.
They're going to bring... I don't want creeping Sharia on my school board.
You know what fascinates me about it? How scared American Westerners, but particularly Anglo-speaking Westerners are, like Americans are of words. And by that I mean yeah.
Terrified of words.
Terrified of words, Muslim words, Arabic words, right?
Arabic numerals.
We're terrified of you. In that wake of 9/11 and for the first fucking 10 years afterwards, Allah, they worship Allah, and it's it just means God.
It's literally just Arabic for God.
Allah, they're yelling Allah.
It's not his name.
It's God is great. That's
you do understand they speak a different language, right?
Right. You do know that.
I know that in movies and TV it's just English with an accent.
Right.
Arabic is actually a different language.
It is. I also, if in countries where they don't speak a Romance language, they say the words in the Bible differently.
Yeah. It's funny how that works.
They don't say them the same way we do.
Yeah.
They might have a different word for God.
Yeah.
Or they borrowed it from English just as a borrow word because they didn't have it the same word. But still, the point being, Arabic is an entire replacement to the Romance languages, right? It's entirely distinct and separate.
Yeah.
It's way more expressive. It has more words for more things.
Everything is poetic.
Everything is poetic.
It might be the most poetic, florid, flowery language on earth.
I don't speak it, so I do not take me as an expert. But the number of different ways that they have of saying hello and how are you and hey you are just
That's like everybody
contextual.
and then the Persian is similar in that I remember hearing somebody talk about how Americans always freak out about Iranians saying death to America.
Right.
But that's you just say death to things anytime you're annoyed. Like you stubbed your toe, it's like death to the fucking end table.
Yes,
that's just what you do.
A lot of the protests in the Middle East where they say death to something is just a cultural way of saying, I hate this.
It's like when I bang my knee on the coffee table and I call it a filthy cocksucker.
Right.
It's not sucking cock.
Right. They're not actually saying die all Americas.
No. They're saying, God damn it, America.
They're saying, fuck you, you suck.
You piece of shit.
Which, in context to their geopolitics.
Yeah, I mean, if you know anything about the last 50 years of Iranian history, 60 years.
If
they're
you,
allowed to say death to America.
If you were an Iranian, you might think that we suck too.
I'm not an Iranian, and I think we suck a lot of the time.
Right. But yeah, we're afraid of words like caliphate. I don't want an Islamic nation ruling
also,
me.
I
don't want any religious nation ruling me.
I've watched how different Muslim groups can't get along with each other. I'm not worried about them unifying and taking over the world.
Right.
Any more than I'm worried about evangelicals unifying and take over the world. I've watched them bicker over the dumbest minutia. It's exactly like watching leftist infighting.
Yeah.
It's all the same bullshit.
At their peak of unification within the Muslim world, right? There was still a lot of there was conflict and a lot of European misinterpretation of what certain roles meant.
Schisms started the instant Muhammad died.
Yeah.
It was later that day. People were bickering over where we go from here.
But even when with the positions within the more unified religion where something was a global position or a across the faith, it didn't have the same kind of gravitas that the Pope did or a cardinal would, right?
Because it's decentralized.
It was much more decentralized. So there were some pieces of that. It's one of the reasons why they didn't mess around with Saudi Arabia or Jerusalem much, during World Wars I, right? And a lot of attempting to vie for influence among them because these guys had a lot of if they made a call for a fatwa, there might be a chance that somebody in India would cause a problem for the Brits because some guy in Saudi Arabia was pissed off. Sure.
But he was probably going to be a problem anyway.
Right.
Now he just had an excuse.
Yeah. So it's not as cut and dry. But Americans and the Anglos were so fucking afraid of weird Arab words like Sharia and it's guys, get to know these people. And particularly Western Muslims, Islam in America is mostly pretty fucking chill. They're fine.
Some of the more progressive people I've known,
right,
have been Muslims.
You get some communities in Michigan where they're a little bit hyper conservative. But
I had a Muslim young man who hasn't spoken to me in 6 years. Give me delicious homemade falafel the other day.
Oh,
yeah, it was delicious.
Wait, did he actually speak to you?
Oh yeah. He's like, would you like some falafel and pita? And I'm like, sure. And then he gave some to other people, and we all ate pita and falafel together, and it was delicious. It was homemade. The pita wasn't.
Nice.
But the falafel was it was still warm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it was good.
So,
my boy makes a good falafel.
That's awesome. He actually spoke to you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He is not one of the more progressive people you know.
No, God, no.
No, God, no.
No.
He slid into Christian evangelicalism for a little while, didn't he?
I don't know.
Flirted with it.
His movement that he was a part of did.
Yeah.
So
But he's always been a.
It's been weird to watch
conundrum.
Yeah, it's been weird to watch him fight his natural instincts to be a decent, likable person in order to maintain the ideology that he had.
Right.
You could watch him fight against his own instincts.
As political movements around him shifted what that ideology was because he tied his ideology to a political movement.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't have a sense of self-worth outside of that movement and his place in it.
And it started to shift and change its landscape. Because he started off as a libertarian, but he was
an actual libertarian.
But he was he was one of those right-wing fusionist fucking God damn it, what the hell, Mises Caucus assholes, and those guys started to flirt with all forms of authoritarianism fast, and he slid with them for a while into MAGA land.
Yeah,
it's amazing. And now watching him,
that was an interesting morning.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
You wanted to bitch a little bit about Taylor Lorenz. Let's end on that note. So let's talk about and let me push back on you after you've bitched.
All right.
We're gonna have an argument. We're gonna have a little argument here. Let's do this. That was a big one.
So the Wired article that she wrote.
Yes.
Now, I think there's a way to write that article that is responsible.
Okay.
I think there are questions worth asking when you have a situation where you've got an organization that is paying people for anything.
Okay. So before you get to that point,
all right,
break down what we're talking about for the audience.
So there's this organization. There's this organization. I think everybody's heard this to death by this point. If they're online at all, they've heard about this. This organization called Chorus that was at least partially founded by Brian Taylor Cohen, who's online progressive creator, has been doing it for years.
Right.
And the idea behind the organization was,
and he's not the least progressive of people. He's not the most. He's
very middle progressive.
Right. Middle progressive.
He's like,
good way of framing it.
He's definitely a progressive, but he's like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Like David Pakman's in there too. David Pakman's probably a little less progressive than him.
Fair.
But like they're both like in that center progressive.
And they lean into like once the blue no matter who once there's a candidate kind of zone. Yeah. Okay, check.
So he helped found this organization called Chorus, and ostensibly the idea is that they would teach people who were interested in being online content creators how to do it in a way that would allow them to make money doing it.
Okay.
And part of the way that they did that is that they would give them mentoring and training and pay them a stipend of up to as much as $8,000 a month.
Okay.
Now, from what I've heard from the people who were involved, most of them got maybe 1,000, 2,000. Very few. I don't know that anybody actually got the maximum.
So good money, but not really enough to.
But enough that if you
quit
were like
your job or retire on, or.
But like you could like drop to part time, or you could like consider not working full time and be a content creator.
If you had other revenue streams.
If you had other revenue streams. You couldn't just quit your, I mean, $8,000 a month, you could just quit your job most places. But
the like getting $1,000.
But the problem that they ran into is that a big chunk of their initial startup funding came from an organization called the 1630 Project.
Okay.
Which is a 501(c)(4). Mm-hmm. And it, being a 501(c), it does not have to report who its donors are.
Okay. Yep. I'm still following.
And the way the article was written, and my biggest problem is that Taylor Lorenz herself has written about this same thing on the right in glowing terms.
Okay.
I don't like Taylor Lorenz.
I mean, look, that's more fair.
I don't like Taylor Lorenz, and I don't trust her framing of things.
That is also fair.
So the story was, and she didn't say a lot of specifics in her article. Like you can read her article and come to almost whatever conclusion you want. Like you can read it and be like, there's nothing wrong here, and you can read it and be like, these are AIPAC shills being paid to deny the genocide in Gaza.
Yes.
Because she didn't say a lot of specifics. Her biggest claim, and the people involved have pushed back on this, so I don't know exactly what the terms were, but her big problem was that creators in this organization were told not to say they were in the organization.
Right. All right, so my thoughts on this. I don't disagree with most of what you've got to say. Mm-hmm. We're on the same page. Mm-hmm. I do think the main criticism that she is terrible at framing, and I don't trust her framing either.
Yeah.
Okay, so I read the article.
That's a problem with her writing in general.
I read that article, mm-hmm. and I was with you there. It's like I could not, like, it read a little bit nefarious, but that was mostly from the headline and the way that it framed a couple things about, like, the secrecy aspects, right? But otherwise, it didn't say much.
Yeah.
I think that there's a hyper obsession with dark money on the left that, while in 2012 was a really important one, right? Once Citizens United became the law of the land and it didn't matter anymore,
you just got to get money where you can get money.
Right. So I think that the left needs to shut up about it. Not shut up about it, but, like, have
some perspective.
Have some perspective and give up the issue. I'm going to say it. Give up the issue. You're never going to make it go away. I don't know the creator's name, but as I saw one creator say, it's like, do you want to win? Yes. Like, that's it. Do you want to win? If you don't want to win, what do you want? And now what I think Chorus did wrong, and that's where I agree with the critics, but in a different way. If you want to win, they created this organization, they created this plan, they made a website. They put the photos of some of the prominent creators on their website, but didn't do any profiling on any of them. Here are their pictures. So you know they exist. You know that's who some of the people are. There's like a dozen photographs. That is where it stops. Point one, right? And then they've got a bunch of others that they don't talk about, and yes, they put in secrecy clauses in their contract. That was a mistake. That was an easily avoidable optics mistake. They should have gone the opposite route and said, look, there is a lack of competition against the right in unifying messaging, right? We are going to make a response to the Daily Wire. Yeah. Right? They should have done that. This is our response to the Daily Wire. This is our response to the ecosystem of paid right-wing content out there that is...
Yeah, don't be afraid of what you're doing.
Right.
That's a problem on the left in general.
Yes.
There's a lot of fear of, like, I don't want to look like I'm doing something wrong.
Right. Like, yeah.
It's fucking exhausting.
Like,
be a dick.
We say at the end of every episode, give us all your money.
You haven't yet.
If you haven't yet. But if some organization heard us today, liked our message enough, and was like, hey, we want to give you the resources to do this as a job.
We want to throw you guys $1,000 each a month to keep doing this. Okay.
Sure. And now you want me to, like, the other piece was it read a little like they wanted to control the messaging, but clearly they weren't. From what I could tell.
When you look at the creators who we know about for sure were involved, like, there's no coherent, cohesive message. And they would bicker amongst each other publicly all the fucking time. Right. Some of these people obviously can't stand each other.
Yes. Now, what I see is I've got a couple of friends who are in that kind of sometimes, like, real, like, hypercritical progressive lefty spaces, right? And they're like, yeah, but look, I mean, on cue, the "Where's Jill Stein" jokes popped up. I'm like, yeah, but
that's an easy joke.
It's an easy joke, and it's also because Jill Stein spoke up.
And you know what?
She finally spoke up for the first time. And what was it about? Democrats counter gerrymandering.
Yeah.
She has been silent since the election.
There's a reason why the International Green Party won't have anything to do with the U.S. Green Party.
Yeah.
Just disavows it. Like, they're not us.
Yeah. But Jill Stein, Russian asset. Now, you can't convince me otherwise.
I mean, isn't it all but confirmed?
Yeah, it's
that
all
she's
but confirmed.
She's a paid Russian asset.
So, Jill Stein, all but confirmed paid Russian asset, who picks
much like Tulsi Gabbard,
who picks as her running mate one of the most, like, unhinged lunatic fucking wannabe Marxists.
Yeah.
Who also really has said some wildly racist things, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was her last one. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Wasn't he, like, cartoonishly transphobic too?
Yes, he was.
Like, just like J.K. Rowling levels of nonsense.
Yeah, and like a bunch of like Nation of Islam stuff. Yeah, like it was like, right? Like, so like what?
I believe the trans woman just wants to steal my bow tie.
Right.
You will not eat my bean pie.
I await Yakub. Anyways.
Total aside, I was in Tampa the other day, and I'm walking by, and I just saw this sign for like a Dr. Yakub, and I'm like, it's like, oh, this is where he created white people 6,000 years ago in a shopping center in Carrollwood.
That makes sense.
Dr. Yakub.
Dr. Yakub.
I didn't know Carrollwood was that old.
It's fucking perfect. That's
Like, I saw it and I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me.
all
I
right.
don't have anyone to share this with who's gonna get the joke.
Right here.
I saved it for today.
Should have said, yeah, God. Oh, man.
I should have taken a picture.
You should have taken a picture. I would have loved that. But yeah, but she finally popped up after fucking a year, like 6-7 months of silence, right?
She had not said anything since the day after the election.
Yeah. And what does she pop up to talk about?
How bad the Democrats are.
Right.
This is wrong.
So
this is
sure.
anti-democracy.
So sure, maybe this course helped unify their messaging,
And also-
but it was messaging that needed to be fucking
And also,
unified.
as
And
part
quit
of
pretending
the question
organic
of, like,
matters.
The whole Where's
Fuck
Jill
your
Stein thing.
organic.
The whole Where's Jill Stein thing really started when she spent her entire pretend fucking presidential campaign talking about how she was an ally to the Palestinian people, and then the day Trump won, she stopped talking about them entirely.
Yeah. Where's
I don't
Jill
see
Stein?
her doing any goddamn work for the Palestinian people. It's almost like they were just fucking useful fucking window dressing for her bullshit.
Yeah.
Which, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I feel that way about, like, a huge chunk of the loud online left, because they've all moved on to talking about other shit.
Yeah, I'm still talking about it.
Like,
though. You're not.
the only people I still see, like, consistently talking about what's happening in Gaza are the people who are like, yeah, we should probably vote for Harris so this doesn't get worse.
Right.
They're all still talking about it.
You know, I still see a few of the people who were like really unhappy with Harris, but they voted for her, but they were like, you know, they really pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still see a few of them who are on the issue. They are mostly either anti-Zionist Jews who are upset for a very personal reason, or people of Palestinian and other Arabic descent who are upset for a very personal reason.
Yeah.
And they have every right to have hated Harris.
Yeah.
Like, but I know they still voted for her.
Right.
Like,
Because they knew it would be worse.
yeah.
What blows me away is when I still see people who are like, this is exactly what would be happening if she'd have won.
Yeah.
No difference at all. It's like, first of all, most of the people saying that are bots.
Right.
But there are the largest tanky creators, especially on TikTok.
Right.
You got all these people who have like over 1 million followers.
And nothing
like,
would be different.
they will.
It was just red fascism versus blue fascism.
They go on their platforms basically every goddamn day and talk about how, no, actually, things would be worse for everyone globally if she'd have won.
They're idiots.
That-
They're
I-
absolute fucking morons.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing I know about. Here's the thing I know about.
Who are some of these fuckers? I never see them.
Well, I have one of them blocked.
Oh, who's that?
Madeline Pendleton.
Madeline Pendleton.
Yeah, she owns a narco-syndicalist clothing fucking business in, I can't remember if she's in LA or San Francisco. I
I'm
can't
gonna have to
remember. Fucking
find-
California. But she's like a super North Korea stan.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wait, is she the one that like?
She's the one with the baby bangs. The little fucking.
She the one that did that whole like public thing about how she gave her company she was such a good employer kind of thing. Was that the one?
Where she brought out like the token black friend.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to check Madeline Pendleton. I'm gonna have to check this bitch out.
But
all right.
But it's creators like that. And here's the thing I know about TikTok. I know that if I scoured news sources across the country and found a Democrat who did something that like organically, genuinely pissed me off to the point that I went on like a tirade about them.
Sure.
That video would get 200,000 views and I would have 50,000 followers within 24 hours. I know this because I see what the algorithm pushes.
Well, let's go find what
it pushes.
Why are we not on this yet?
It pushes like ridiculous.
I want to
MAGA
punch
nonsense.
I want to punch Andrew Yang in the face.
It pushes ridiculous MAGA nonsense, and it pushes leftist content that says Democrats are exclusively the problem.
Yeah,
it pushes that content. And when you have somebody who has monetized their account and they got where they got because they were pissed off at a Democrat, that just encourages them to keep making that same content over and over.
Yeah.
It's audience capture, and it's like that's editorial control. That's the algorithm like exerting editorial control over your content because you know what you need to make in order to keep getting those views to make that money.
Like I think that where Chorus fucked up was not doing it in the open, right?
They needed to be brash about it.
Brash.
Be
brave,
bold,
proud.
Like First of all, how are you going to get people to sign up if they don't know about it?
Yeah, like
be loud.
Like the Pod Save America guys have a whole brand going on.
They're annoying as fuck.
Yeah, but guess what?
I don't like them. But Jesus Christ, they're you know who they are.
You know who they are. They got a whole fucking brand behind them. And you know, honestly, like some of their shit isn't bad. Like, yeah, they annoy me sometimes, but also like you know what?
It's like how annoyed I get.
They criticize Schumer more than fucking most Democrats do. Like. Hell, they get the right targets right. Because, like, these left-wing dipshits, they're not mad at Chuck Schumer like I am.
They're mad at AOC.
They're mad at AOC.
I don't think...
And they're mad at fucking Harris, who's not president.
Right. How come she's not doing anything? Well, she lost. Yeah. And here's the thing. I am never going to be one of those people who says you shouldn't criticize the Democrats. I just think you should wait till they're in fucking power and you can exert some goddamn fucking influence. Right.
Also,
there's no point in screaming about them now when they can't do a goddamn thing. All you're doing is making sure they don't get elected to do a goddamn thing.
Like, you could... Camera got scared.
You're like... over 2 hours in.
True. We're in the middle of a good rant though. Yeah. Finish the rant and call it? Yeah. Alright. Now I'm gonna shit on some more Democrats, but differently.
Alright.
Are we still recording? Yeah, okay, we're
still fucking recording.
Still fucking recording.
Goddamn camera battery ran out.
Fuck! Alright. So this one got real high intensity, but that is because I am mad at everybody. I am mad at literally every single solitary goddamn demographic all at goddamn once. Right. Like, MAGA sucks. They, hands down, are the fucking worst. It is like explaining to petulant children who know better but refuse and go, no, and absolutely hate you, right? Like they are dumb and hateful and do it on purpose. And they're shitting their fucking pants and being like, you shit your pants. I'm watching you shit your pants right now, you stupid fucking monkey, right? And then I've got the Democrats who are ineffective and just cannot, for the life of them, do anything to fucking win.
Like, why are we letting Gavin Newsom be a fucking hero? Why?
Right.
Why Gavin Newsom? Fucking literally anyone else. Come on, goddammit.
But guess what? He's currently the fucking hero we deserve right now because nobody else is showing up to do it, and his shit is on point. Like
it's working. It's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny.
And meanwhile,
it's mean and it's funny.
And meanwhile, we got Chuck Schumer out here trying to fucking get a damn near octogenarian into the race in Maine when there's a fucking progressive 40-year-old progressive who's on fire right now.
Fucking barn burner of a boy.
Like, he's on fucking
former
fire.
Marine.
Yeah, former Marine. Like, just taking swipes at Susan Collins over and over again, and calling her a straight up liar. Like, oh, you believe her bullshit? Like, just going hard. And guess what? Chuck Schumer's like, well, I've got this friend who's a popular governor.
In fairness to Chuck Schumer, the imaginary middle class couple that lives in his fucking head
that he asks every question
to told him she was the right choice.
Yeah, he has this imaginary middle class normal family in his head.
He wrote about this in his own fucking book as if it's not insane.
Yeah, that he consults in his head before he talks about policy. Now, they're a projection of yourself, Chuck, you out of touch weirdo.
Like, what?
If he were a great author who wrote amazing books about the working class, I could accept that.
And I'm not going to forget.
Like, I would almost accept that if he wrote great books about like working class American lives. If he were a writer on Roseanne and he said, "I have an imaginary middle class couple, I ask questions," I'd understand.
Yeah.
But he's not.
You know, I'm not going to forget about Chuck Schumer.
Huh.
I'm not going to forget about Chuck Schumer. The same thing I'm not going to forget about Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders. And that is a video from fucking 1993 of them all standing together behind a lectern talking about how Hillary's health care plan isn't good enough and it's just a corporate giveaway and we have to defeat it at all costs.
God damn
That's what I will always remember. Because we could have had universal health care 30 fucking years ago already. And it was destroyed and defeated by Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer and Nancy fucking Pelosi.
And they attacked it from the left.
Yeah.
And now...
you dumb tanky fucks are doing the same thing about everything.
Yes, and that's the dumb fucking leftists all over the internet who want to shit on anything that can achieve victory or build power. I swear to Christ, none of them want to organize outside of their fucking blue safe spaces. Now, yes, for those of you who are organizing in red areas, good on you. Good for you.
You're doing the good work.
Yeah.
But also, you know what? You're not the assholes I see online saying dumb shit.
Yeah. Like, I
don't
rarely
see you seeing dumb shit. Here's the thing. If you are, especially if you are a white male leftist in a blue state, I believe you have a moral obligation above all other considerations as someone who knows for a fact that they are not going to be targeted by their state in any way, shape, or form, who knows for a fact that they are protected in every way.
They're the last on the list.
They're not even on the fucking list.
Right.
They have a moral obligation to make sure that everyone in a marginalized group in a red state who is under that kind of threat stops being under that kind of threat.
And the minimum you can do for that is sometimes voting for the fucking boring centrist.
And I'm
if
sorry.
that's what you're stuck with, get your ass up and fucking primary them if you want to. 100%. Primaries, great time.
Run for office. I've heard so many fucking excuses why you people in process. It's expensive. The way we finance our elections means that I, as a normal person, can't run for local office. Run for local office. Make a name for yourself in your city council, your county council, your fucking school board. Make a local name for yourself and work your way up through the fucking ranks of local politics until you get to the point where, hey, guess what? You can mount a fucking state house run. Turn that state house run into a U.S. House run. Turn that U.S. House run into a senatorial run. Boom. Next thing you know, you're actually within the goddamn halls of power. How the fuck do you think everybody else did?
How do you think fucking MAGA got where it is? I want to drill in on that. MAGA, the GOP realized that they were fucked ideologically 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
They're cooked.
They
Before Obama.
Middle of Bush's second term, they realized they were ideologically cooked. They weren't popular on a national scale, right? They only had an edge in the Electoral College.
Yeah.
Their neoliberal, like pro-corporate, trickle-down economics nonsense wasn't flying with people anymore.
They were on the verge of going back to what they were in the wake of FDR, which is completely irrelevant for 50 years.
Bush had to raise the minimum wage.
Yeah.
That was the last time the minimum wage was raised.
Yeah.
Bush.
No.
Right? So
to a staggering $7.25 an hour.
But, I mean, it was a $2 raise. Or, no, it was a $1 raise. $1.15. $1.15 because it was $6.10.
It was $6.10.
But that's just it. That was a big raise in the minimum wage at the time. That, sad as that is, that was the last time it was fucking raised.
What's funny is I have, over the course of my working career, because I got my first job at 16, seen the federal minimum wage raised 3 times.
Yeah.
The last time was when George W. Bush was president.
Right.
I saw it because when I got hired at Popeyes in high school, I was hired at $5.15, and then like very shortly after that, it went to $5. It went to $5.25 for a while.
$5.25, yes, $5.25.
$5.25, and then it went up again.
$6.10.
$6.10. I don't know when that happened because by that point I was already making twice that.
Yeah.
An hour at better jobs. I wasn't
and then
stuck in minimum wage. Yeah. And then $7.25 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 plus years ago.
So between the 90s and 2007, it went up 3 times.
Yeah, 1995 through 2007. At a minimum.
That's 12 years.
Yeah.
That is 12 years, ladies and gentlemen.
If it had gone up 3 times every 12 years since then, I don't know how much it would go up by, but it would be at least $10 an hour now.
Yeah, right. Like it'd be something more reasonable than what it is.
Probably 12. I think it'd be like 12. It'd probably be like 12 or $13 an hour. Probably be double what it is now.
Yeah.
Which isn't enough to live on, but it'd be
we
double
wouldn't
what
have
it
been
is
having
now.
all the fights we've been having about it all this time.
No.
And the states doing $15 minimum wages wouldn't have been as big of a deal because when you're going just a little bit above the national, it's not that big of a deal. So anyway, that aside, what I'm saying is you have not achieved shit. Like their right-wing nonsense is cooked, right? So they figured that out years ago. What did they do? Local, state.
School board counts.
And then Operation Red Map 2010, because Obama came in and demolished them, right?
Yeah.
And they went, how do we change this?
And part of the reason Obama fucking demolished them is because they listened to Howard Dean when he said we need a 50-state plan.
Yep.
We need to try to. It doesn't matter if it's Utah or Oklahoma. We need to go there and try to win.
Yeah. And now you don't waste resources there.
No, but you acknowledge their existence. Like I
Clinton skipping the blue wall was stupid.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like
never take any voting block for granted.
No. Like,
and that's been a big problem with the Democrats in general. I mean, look at Bernie. In his primary runs, he thought he could just pretend black people didn't exist,
right,
and weren't like the most consistent voting bloc in the Democratic.
And wouldn't criticize, bring up like getting arrested, like marching with Martin Luther King. So
yeah, that one picture you had taken of you 30 years earlier doesn't fucking cut it, dude.
Yeah, a
lot of people got arrested then.
Yep, including some ridiculous Republicans today.
And I'll be honest, like there are a lot of we know some of them. Leftists who get involved in protests just for the sake of getting arrested to say they got arrested at a protest.
Yep.
We know a few of those personally.
Yeah, I met them. So
got in arguments with them. Some of them became Nazis.
Right. So yeah, I don't have a lot of space. I hate everybody right now because like the left doesn't seem to want to win. The Democrats don't seem to know how to win. And the GOP is so bad at everything but winning.
Yeah.
Like that's
and like the Democrats who do know how to win are being told they're doing it wrong by the party.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you but we're winning.
But we're
like that. Like, I can't wait for them to tell me why I shouldn't be excited about that 11-point blowout in like Idaho or wherever.
Right. Like
in a district that Trump won by like 28 points.
It was Iowa.
Iowa. Yeah. Yeah. Like I can't wait for them to tell me why I shouldn't be excited about her win.
Yeah. Like I'm excited about her win. Like, yeah. Is it non-indicative because it's a special election? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, sure. Like none of the national headwinds like. It doesn't tell us anything except that's how you can win there.
I have a message for younger leftists out there. If you live, I don't care how committed you are to revolution. That's entirely beside the point. You can have your little fucking commitment to revolution all you want.
Commit.
If you are
committed.
If you are of voting age, and you live in a state with closed primaries,
right?
I don't care how much it hurts your fucking pride. I want you to register as a Democrat, and I want you to vote in the primaries for whichever Democratic candidate most closely aligns to whatever your politics are. For two reasons. One, if enough of you do it, they might win. Okay. That's one. And two, every time a candidate gets a fair number of votes in a primary but doesn't win, the winner looks at what their platform was as a candidate that offered them a strong challenge and says what parts of their platform got them the support they got, and then they adopt it. And that's how, even though no one seemed to notice at the time, Hillary fucking Clinton, of all people, had the most progressive platform of all time that she ran on in 2016.
Right.
Because it was some of Bernie stuff and some of Elizabeth Warren stuff and some of Mayor Pete's stuff.
Yes.
That's how it works. I know you don't like the political system, but you not liking it doesn't change it by itself. Like, you got to actually fucking do something.
I I know that you are. Well, first I'm going to say, Stephen, fuck you. You're talking crazy talk. They're never going to do this because you have no soul, and you are asking them to compromise all of their morals and all their ethics, and to support a genocidal system. Right. You piece of shit. Okay.
All right.
Now they've gotten that stupid argument that they're going to say
here's a question.
Out of the way.
Here's a question I have in response to that.
Okay,
children. Okay, you. It would be a violation of your morals to vote for a Democrat. Okay. How are you going to look at another human being in the face and shoot them in your little revolution? Like that's less immoral. Taking a human life is less immoral than voting for a Democratic candidate in our political system. That's what you're telling me.
Okay.
That's what you're telling me.
Stephen.
I don't believe you.
Stephen,
I think you're pussies. I think if you were going to shoot people, you'd already be fucking doing it, you goddamn child cowards.
They have reasons why they haven't started this revolution yet.
Yeah, because they live in blue states where Democrats have been keeping them protected for decades already anyway.
Yeah. Realistically speaking, the difference between me and the LARPing leftist kids is that I am ready for a revolution that I hope never comes.
Yeah, you shouldn't want a revolution.
Right. I am ready.
They suck.
Right. I am, and by that I mean I am ready to, if I have to participate. I'm ready for a revolution that I hope does not come.
I won't like it.
And they hope for a revolution to be started by someone else that they know will not come.
Right. And then they get to be like, well, I didn't participate.
Yeah.
I'm above all that. You get to feel morally.
Until the revolution, man. Fuck your revolution. It ain't coming.
You know what's truly counter-revolutionary? Doing absolutely nothing.
Right. You are the revisionists.
Like I saw, oh God, there was this one account that was going around the other day that everybody was dogging on. And, I don't remember their name. But they were saying things like, yeah, actually, me not getting out of bed and not working is me fighting against capitalism because I'm not a part of their imperialist power structures. And they were saying this without irony. Like, they meant it. Deeply meant it. Deeply fucking meant it.
Wow.
Like, what was another one? Another part of them was something like
no.
Like another one was part of like you refusing to have sex with me is violating my consent to want to have sex with you. It's like what? What are you even talking about? It was the most sincerely deranged thing I've ever seen, and they just kept coming up on my FOA. Like
I need to find this account. This sounds amazing. I saw
somebody complaining about them once. Like somebody that I follow complained about him once.
I need to see this.
And I kept
bullshit.
on scrolling, and then the other one was like, "Oh, you want more?" Then I started getting their actual content, and I'm like, I can't even engage with this. Like, I don't even know how to respond.
I just want to see this for the entertainment value. My God,
it was amazing.
Just goddamn fucking people.
Grow
up.
Bedrot is not praxis, dude.
Bedrot is not praxis. The world, we need to do more for the elderly and for the disabled and for people.
Everyone.
And to be accommodating for people. But guess what? If you can do a thing, do a thing. If you can work. If you can live. If you are capable of putting on a mask and existing in social scenarios, do so. Be a fucking part of society that brings a benefit to us. Yeah. If you are not a benefit to us, you do not deserve a seat at the table or a space here.
That was another thing they said. Being able-bodied is inherently ableist.
Sure it is. And guess what?
It's like,
guess what? I'm proudly an ableist on that criterion.
How dare you be able to walk?
On that criterion, I am a proud fucking ableist.
But I don't.
And I think that the difference between you and
I feel like though we've reached the point where that kind of delusional insanity is
We got people falling in love with ChatGPT and thinking they recreated
It's where the left
math.
is going. It's like it's the inevitable end game of what the left is doing to itself. Is that sort of just like bonkers fucking ridiculousness?
Which is amazing because then this neo-lib centrists that they hate so much are still going to keep winning.
Yeah,
over them. They may not win against fascism, right?
Right. But they'll beat them.
They'll beat you.
What's it say about you?
Right.
Why do you keep losing to like neoliberal centrists?
Like if you and it's not all the powers that be stopping you. Like there's no like grand conspiracy to stop you at all times. Yeah. Like yes, there's lots of little grand conspiracies like Hoozer's fucking speech or concert not getting played by the BBC because like he did all that shit with like showing the statistics behind his right. Yeah, sure. I believe that they did not play it just because of that.
Or when I think it was I can't remember which festival it was that the BBC was airing, and they decided to skip Kneecap set because they'd been so like pro Palestinian, so they showed Bob Villain instead.
Right.
And he was just and then they got their visas for their U.S. tour revoked over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is the powers that be having conspiracy against you. Being stopped from like winning a primary because you just suck is just you sucking.
Yeah. Run for local office. We know there's a goddamn socialist sitting on our fucking city council right now.
Right.
You know why? He fucking ran.
And he's good.
And he needs two more of him on there so we can actually get some shit done.
But he's good at playing the game with the centrists and the conservatives.
Because that's the thing. Here's the thing
you have to be able to play.
Here's the thing you need to understand about yourself as a leftist that you're really gonna fucking hate to hear.
Not everybody agrees with you.
75% of the time, you agree with a liberal.
That's true.
At least 75% of the time, you agree with a liberal. In fact, you probably agree with a liberal on everything, but whether or not capitalism should fall or not.
Most of the time, yeah. And out of that other 25%, 75% of the time, most people don't agree with you. Which is something you have to, if you can't learn to teach and persuade, like one of the reasons why I am not a hard line like socialist, right? Mm-hmm. In general,
the word scares people for one thing.
The word line scares people, but also like I've read a lot of socialist and leftist theory. I still haven't seen like in the theorem, right, where the economic system would be directly better without private transactional property, markets operating for profit, right?
Yeah,
like,
I think
I still can't, as far as like getting to that point. Like
I think if you believe we're going to develop any economic system of any kind that doesn't involve markets, you're living in a delusional post-scarcity dream world.
Right.
Like you're living in a Star Trek future where we've already got replicators.
And wealth is an incentive, and the problem of incentives are something that the left has never been able to really completely solve.
And
that's just something that, like, if you want to get there, you have the burden of.
And you also need to ask yourself why every country that you think is some sort of socialist utopia has billionaires. Why? I mean, they don't have the level of wealth disparity or the number of billionaires that we have.
I don't know if China has more billionaires.
They got more. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and they've got a lot of poor people.
How do they have billionaires?
You know how.
And here's the thing, like you can, and here's the, I know you know the answer. You know that the answer is because, well, global capital it's this global capitalist system. It's like, okay.
Right, there we go.
So what do you think that means for us here?
Yeah.
I mean, we're part of the same global capitalist system.
In fact, we're the hub of it.
All we can do is reform internally. We can't just obviously right now cutting ourselves off from the global economy is not working for anybody.
Hey, maybe you'll have a socialist autarky. Autarky once we're done with the Trump years, because we'll be cut off from the rest of the world.
What do you think? Okay, you overthrow everything. It's a hypothetical here. You overthrow everything.
This has gone to the best rant. I love it.
How do you think
An extra 40 minutes of hate.
the 77 million heavily armed people who voted for Donald Trump are going to feel about you overthrowing the government? Do you think you get to be in charge after that? Is that what you think?
Fuck, most of the tanky fucking revolution worshippers out there, like, would be some of the first put against the wall by their own movement.
Oh, they're just, it's like an infinite series of Trotskys.
Like, fuck, as soon as they look at your porn history, you're done.
Yeah. Oh,
You fucking weebs. Like, you don't understand what is coming for you. You fucking...
I've seen how you people react when someone likes horsecock.
Right. Y'all are going to die. Like, you're going to be the first put down by your own fucking movement.
And I'm going to say none of us are going to come to save you.
No. Fuck no.
I'm not going to help, but I'm not going to not let it happen.
For some of you weebs, I'm going to help. I'm going to say it.
Well, I mean, the ones we know personally.
Right. And on that note.
And that's a personal thing more than anything else at this point.
Yeah.
This is not ideological. It's personal against you.
So, on that note, this has been The Grift. Give us all your money so we can have a pogrom against some of these wannabe leftist weebs.
Yeah.
Fund the revolution against them.